Hello everyone, this is Gregor. Welcome to the stream, and today slightly less streamed, I guess. Today we return to This Day in Gaming and also the ATW challenge with South African games this month, actually. Um, this was something I was kind of like looking into for, well, couple of months actually, but I couldn't quite kind of like decide because a couple of these games I've already played a bit, but considering I couldn't really source that many other countries' games and I was running out of time, I kind of gave in and we'll be doing Desktop Dungeons, Broforce, Stasis, Semblance, and I forget what the other one is. Let me cheat a bit and check my own spreadsheet. Yeah, so it would be Desktop Dungeon, Stasis, Broforce, Semblance, and Viscera Cleanup Detail. I've already played a few hours of Desktop Dungeon. I've already played like a tiny bit of Broforce. I've put probably quite a few hours in Viscera Cleanup Detail, but I've never actually finished much of anything. And if you're around when I do end up streaming that, you're probably going to figure out why, because I tend to be a bit of a clean freak about the whole thing, which is not good. It's good if you want like a Zen-like experience that helps you clean up. Not as good if you're actually planning on finishing games anytime this decade, but it is what it is. I've not played any Stasis at all, which I was like very surprised that it's from South Africa, to be honest, because I'm like I was generally under the impression that it was from like a what's it called, like a more kind of like American oriented studio, mainly because of like how like dark the themes are. It seems kind of like adventure games that are like more dark in nature generally tend to originate either from America or the UK, as opposed to like the more light-hearted and maybe a bit less like, oh god, I don't want to say nonsensical because that sounds mean, but like a little bit more absurd adventure games kind of stem from those countries. The fifth game, Semblance, on the other hand, I have zero idea of like what it is, how it works. I just literally saw it on like the Wikipedia page for like South African made games, and I kind of realized it was on sale on Humble Bundle for like 90% off at like under €1, I guess. So I'm like, yep, okay, we're getting this. I've got some like wallet credit there as well. So fuck it. It fits. I've never heard of it, so in more ways than one, it's like a good fit for the challenge. So that's all actually. Before we start this day in gaming, I'm going to be doing a couple of things. First of all, I'm going to read an email that I got around 20 minutes before I started the stream. And that is that for the first week of November, from November 3rd specifically until the 11th, and I quote from the email, Twitch users will receive a 3-month PC Game Pass trial with the purchase of 2 new subs and or gift subs to any channel on Twitch. So if you were planning on renewing and or gifting subscriptions, you should do it now. It's only for new subscribers to Game Pass actually, which I think is like a good idea for me, to be honest, because I don't think I've ever subscribed to Game Pass. I've got like too much of a library to also have like a giga subscription of like 50 to 100 games for streaming or for playing off stream. Plus, you can't actually get the Game Pass to work on the Steam Deck, so that's yet another reason nowadays that I don't particularly care about that. But yeah, so this is just like an FYI. If you have any plans on subscribing to people on Twitch. Not just me, generally. Like 2 subscriptions will get you a 3-month PC Game Pass trial on from Twitch, not on Twitch, but from Twitch, for new subscribers. I guess you could always just like make a new account and redeem it. So, if you were not sure of what to play, then this might help slightly. And with that being said, let me get right into this day in gaming. We put on some music. We get the list up for November 1st, and here we go. So, this one's like, wow, that's like a old one. So yeah, we're starting with the November 1st releases. First of the month, penultimate of the year. Yeah. November 1st releases. 36 years ago. We go way back to around the time I was born, actually. November 1st, 1986. This game is actually younger than me by only maybe 5 months. But yeah, 36 years ago on the Sega Master System, if anyone remembers that, like the Mega Drive / Genesis's less powerful and probably less popular sibling. But yeah, Sega Master System saw the release of Alex Kidd in Miracle World. I don't think I've actually played this one, but in general, the Alex Kidd series is about like a little dude called Alex Kidd, 2Ds, by the way, who basically platforms their way around various worlds, I guess. I mean, each game kind of had its own thing. The Sega Master System that I had has like onboard memory and came preloaded with a game. In this case, I think it's like Alex Kidd in Shinobi World or something like that. I don't really remember. It was like heavily like Japan kind of like influenced. I don't know if Miracle World is kind of like the same, but in that one you kind of like platform around the place. It was kind of annoying, maybe a bit unfair at parts, especially there's like a few points in the game where the enemies kind of come at you, like they dive bomb you from off screen, and you either need to be very lucky to not be in the place they're dive bombing at any given time, which is usually hard because of the level design, or you need to have played this before and remembering that, you know, there's like some annoying things going to happen and you are like prepared to dodge them. But yeah, the unique game mechanic in that one is that the boss fights were actually a Jankenpo or like rock paper scissors mini game, which was utterly random and therefore utterly shit. And the other thing, I guess, it's that like the character of Alex Kidd is platforming, but he's also punching stuff. So basically, like the other big thing about the Alex Kidd games is like the punchy move that Alex Kidd has. I'm gonna be honest, this is not like a game that I'd ever like recommend to anyone kind of revisit 36 years later, or like 35, 34. I don't remember like when the other ones came out, but probably hasn't aged that well. Hey, G Scorpion, hi, how's it going? How are we doing today? How is Mad Max and or Blood Bowl going? Based on my notifications from like yesterday. But yeah, I would not recommend Alex Kidd as far as games go. What I would recommend is what came out 26 years ago. We would like go like a decade ahead with the November 1st, 1996 release. Well, 2 releases actually. The first one is Ark the Lad 2 on the PlayStation, which I haven't played and therefore couldn't really like say anything about. The other one being Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain. Remember that one? We streamed it a bit. It turned out to be a bit more boring than I expected, at least at the start. A top-down, gothic-inspired action RPG in like very big finger quotes RPG, because you know it had upgrades but not really like a lot of like role-playing elements. It is also the first game by developer Silicon Knights, who had gone on to make, well, a few things actually, but like the ones that I remember most fondly are, well, the one that I remember most fondly is Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem, which I don't actually have it here. Yeah, I wouldn't like leave it like to gather dust on the shelves here. So yeah, it's in storage where it's safe. So they're like more known from the one of the very few horror games to ever come out on the GameCube, Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. And basically after that they did Too Human on the Xbox 360, which basically ended up killing the studio because they did a bunch of dum-dums and broke what's it called, the contract, I think. But anyway, there was like some kind of like breach of contract with Epic, who had licensed the Unreal Engine to them. So they did like a series of fuck-ups, and then the CEO of the company as well, like Dennis Dyack, kind of came out to not have been the best of persons, and the company kind of folded. After that, I think they tried to reboot the Eternal Darkness game with a Kickstarter sequel that failed to attain its goal twice. And honestly, that's kind of the last I remember of them. But yeah, Blood Omen Legacy of Kain is the game that kind of like kickstarted a series of 5 games plus additional merchandise and stuff. There was Legacy of Kain 2, Legacy of Kain Defiance. There was like the 2 Soul River games. There's also that Nosgoth multiplayer thing that no one seems to want to talk about. I've not played that one. But yeah, the series kind of died off with Defiance, to be honest, and it's a bit of a shame. Unless like there's like rumors that they might like try to either like remaster the series or reboot it. Either way is fine. They're interesting games that maybe take themselves a bit too seriously, but they're good, decent fun overall. I would highly recommend, if you try any of those, to try the 2 Soul River games, which are kind of like 3D, not exactly open world, but kind of open world-ish Metroidvania types, in that you control I think it's called like a Soul Wraith in the game, but it's like a dude, an ex-vampire. Yeah, like, you know, like an ex-policeman that is now like a private investigator. Like this is an ex-vampire that's now a vampire hunter, basically. Yeah, he's like formerly a vampire, Raziel, who goes around sucking out people's souls. That sounds really bad. It sounded better in my head. And basically gains powers with which to unlock new areas, which is how the Metroidvania Lite thing came. They're great games, those 2. I really do hope they end up remastering or remaking them. Let's see. I have to do busy work of Mad Max. Yeah, I mean that's kind of like the annoying thing. Like you in most modern open world games, you end up doing like all the interesting stuff up front because, you know, it's interesting, you want to do it, and then you kind of look back and realize, oh shit, I still have 15 to 20% of the game to do, and it's all gonna be going to every single point on the map and basically doing the post-apocalyptic equivalent of cleaning up. Just like get all the boxes, tidy them up, get all the upgrades, put those like in a nice orderly kind of like line in your backpack, get like all the upgrades and put them all into the same thing, one after the other. As the problem is the racing and looting random. Yeah, there's always like a in my experience, in most open world games, there's always that one activity that isn't exactly on the same level as all the better fun ones, and somehow that's the one activity that, at least in my mind, the developers have given way too much attention to, where kind of like I feel like the player is like, why is this even in the game? And the developers are, oh, this is the best side quest ever, you need to do all of them. And you're like, no, I don't want to. the developer's like, no, do it or you don't get the upgrades. So yeah, basically speaking of the racing, that's like the problem I had in the first Rage, which was also kind of open world-ish and also kind of post-apocalyptic, and also quite an interesting game, except for the fact that it should have been a lot more linear as far as games go, because it had like an interesting story, cliched yes, but very interesting nonetheless, and it kept interrupting you with having to do the dumbest of mini games. There was the least egregious one was racing, I guess. There were a few, let's call them tower defense things, where you kind of like sit on a tower and kind of like have to snipe enemies while protecting a dude, more or less. And it went all the way down to playing poker and something that really, really felt like Hungry Hungry Hippos, but post-apocalyptic. And it's not very fun. It's like all these open world games need to have filler, but it usually ends up like some of the filler is not as well thought out because, you know, you design it as filler, so you don't give it as much attention, right? In Just Cause 2, it was looking for the health upgrades with your little radar thingy. That was very, very annoying. And basically my most annoying thing ever, which was playing Hunt the Last Destructible Object, which was usually like a teeny tiny what do they call, like not converter, well, power boxes basically, and there's like this little tiny red box on the side of one of the buildings that's kind of like sandwiched between two other buildings, and you have to be at just the exact right angle to see it and actually shoot it. And if you didn't find this, the settlement percentage for like each location would like stay at 99% forever and kind of, you know, be a pain in the ass. In Saints Row, it was all the annoying little like drag drops, I guess, that you could get, or like the GPS what are they called, shortcuts that you could find. Those were like very annoying to get. Or God, what other open world games can I remember that have like very, very annoying shit like that to do? Trying to prove a point that like all open world games have that. God, like in Borderlands, it was the claptraps. Always the claptraps. I hate the claptraps. Assassin's Creed 2, or like no. That's like Assassin's Creed 1 flags. Assassin's Creed 2 had the feathers. I know that because in both games, I'm an idiot and collected everything. In Assassin's Creed 1, you get like... What do you get like in Assassin's Creed 1 for getting all the flags? I don't actually remember. And the funny thing is that like there's like a different flag type for each area. So like you go to Accra and there's like 120 flags. There were like you go to Jerusalem and there's like another 150 flags to get there, and they're all like different. They all count towards like different completion scales, I guess. Yeah, but that was in Assassin's Creed 1. In 2, it was the fucking feathers, where you got like a hammer at 50 and like the cape, the invisibility cape at 100. Yes, the aggro cape. But I don't. Oh yeah, no, they weren't flags in 2 though. They were like banners, I think, little like weird banners or something. Anyway, like the collectibles in Assassin's Creed games are not my favorite either. What other like open world games? Far Cry 3 had those annoying like find all the rare animals things, where you had to kind of stalk around and hope you found like the little icon on the map where there's like a super special tiger that's different to all the other tigers that you've been killing, and the super special like God, what was it? Bison, snake. There's like, you know, jungle animals, whatever. There's like a super special one that's kind of better and more powerful than the ones you've been killing all this time. You say it stopped being a battle with... Yeah, but here's the thing. I've only played until Brotherhood. I've not played Revelations. I've not played 3. I've not played 4. I've not played... Let's see if I remember them. Unity. Syndicate was the London one, I think. Generally, I've only played up until Brotherhood. And as far as I hear it, the recent two games, Odyssey and Ragnar. I don't remember what the Viking one is called, but anyway, the Greek one and the Viking named one were very, very, very grindy. Valhalla, thank you. I hear those are like really grindy, but like in a different way, in that like you need to grind for randomized gear and also levels, which is somehow worse actually, because you know that's what Assassin's Creed needed. Final Fantasy in it. Final Fantasy / Diablo in it. But yeah, I like you get the point. That's like the open world games always have one activity that everyone universally hates, and usually it's weirdly also the same activity that the developers actually loved. Like the other thing in Rage, you had to collect like these like weirdly like collectible cards. Like why? Like it's the post-apocalypse. Like literally Armageddon happened, and what's left is sand, and more sand, and mutants. Why am I going around collecting cards? But yeah. So yeah, that's about it for Blood Omen Legacy of Kain. I don't know how we went on a wild tangent about that. But hey, it's like a lot of nice games on November 1st, like 25 years ago, November 1st, 1997. You've not actually seen me stream these, but I'm gonna eventually. Tomb Raider 2 came out on the PC. I've played a bunch of the PC version of this. I, in fact, at one point also owned the original before I stupidly lent it to someone that I know and never got it back. The Tomb Raider, but bigger and better, and also the one in Venice, because that's like the level everyone remembers from Tomb Raider 2 is the level in Venice, and the underwater was like the wreckage of Maria something, the ship level basically. Those were like the two ones that everyone remembers. Decent game, very very late 90s in its insistence on basically having all this like switch and lever puzzles that you basically go to one end of the level to pull a lever and then go back to where you came from to get through a door, and then you do this back and forth between 2 and 10 times to solve the level, and you know you shoot things on the way as well. It was notably, I think, the first one to have multiple real world locations. Like the first Tomb Raider kind of had like a more tomb-ish aesthetic. The second one, you kind of start in a tomb on the Great Wall of China, as far as I remember, or it's like somewhere around there. There's a Temple of Xi'an or whatever it's called. And then you end up going through Venice, and I don't remember what the other one is. God, was it like a subway level as well? I don't actually remember. It's been years. It's like absolute years since I've played this, but it had like a more heavy focus on real life representative locations. So you would go to the Venice level and it would be all like water canals, and you'd move around the majority of the level in a kind of like a speedboat kind of thing. There's the wreckage level that everyone remembers is like literally a ship being modeled out as a level for you to explore. Still with a lot of inexplicable levers and switch puzzles, but you know, I mean, the effort was there. I like these games. I like all the Tomb Raider games. I'm not like the biggest fan, but I do enjoy them. In fact, I think, yeah, I've actually been building up my PS4 collection. Sorry, my PS2 collection very recently. So there's this one as well. The remake, I guess, of the first one. I think I don't remember if this is the remake of the first one or it's like it's like anniversary, the remake of the first one, and this is like the sequel to that. Anyway, this is like the revival basically of the series. And I've also been building my PS1 collection as well, because I've actually been finding these like for very, very cheap. And there we go. Tomb Raider 4 in like very, very bad condition. And this is like literally the only review I've ever had to leave that's like 2 stars, I think, on eBay. So basically, you've probably heard me mention this numerous times on stream, but I never had a PS1 or PS2, and being the colossal success that those 2 generations of consoles were, I always felt kind of left out. I did try to make up for most of it with the PS3 and Vita, where I would mostly, like my library on PS3 and Vita is mostly PS1 and PS2 PSN releases, but you know, there's like something different about playing it on the original hardware. So like kind of like recently a friend gifted me a PS2 that he found in a charity shop in the UK, and at that point that was like maybe like 6 to 8 months ago, maybe like the start of the year. Anyway, and at that point I kind of decided, you know what, I'm building a budget collection of PS2 games and PS1 games. So I do this thing like once a month. I set aside like 10 to 15 euros. I go on the British... What the... Okay, my PC went to sleep mode. I hadn't realized. I set aside like 15 to 20 euros of like a budget. I go on eBay UK and I search for PS1 and PS2 games. I sort them by bid type, by bid amount and by ending soonest. So basically it would show me everything that's under, say, £5 in 5 British pounds cost, that like ends the soonest, and I kind of like hit 2 or 3 or 4 games every month that would cost me maybe like 3 to 4 euros each, and then kind of have them shipped over to here. So in the last 6 or so months, I've built kind of like a decent collection of well, lesser popular games. Let me show you. Let's like do a small aside from this day in gaming to kind of show off this small collection that I have, because I'm kind of happy about it, and I haven't had the chance to kind of like show it off. So in the last 6 months, I got Tomb Raider Legend, the Last Revelation, which is like the 4th one. I got G-Police, which I remember playing on the PC. I've never finished it. Mega Man X5, which is probably not the best of the X series, but it's not the worst by far. Army Men Log and Load. This I only got because it cost me like 50 cents to buy, plus shipping. So I was like, fuck it, let me throw that on. Let me try it. There's like the EA Classics version of Soviet Strike, which I remember playing Jungle Strike on the Genesis, and was kind of fun. There is a game that is particularly bad, or so I've heard, Excalibur 2055 AD, a third-person action adventure, because, you know, that's what the PS1 was missing, third-person action adventures. And speaking of which, another like very beat up, sadly, game that I got, which is Croc, Legend of the Gobos. All these in the last 6 months. Those are the PS1 ones, and I've also got the PS2 ones. Sorry for the show and tell, but I'm rather happy that I've got so many different games that I could like kind of like mess around with on the PS2. When I find the Soul Silver or Heart Gold, I mean, those are kind of expensive, aren't they? Like the Pokemon games, especially like the older ones, the physical media, are pretty expensive to get. Like at this point, it would probably, if you have like a 3DS, it would probably be better to buy the Virtual Console version of them. But yeah, also on like the PS2 front, we have Tomb Raider Legend, and also Final Fantasy X. Now this was like a bit naughty of me, because I ended up buying the remake of this on PS4. But I couldn't resist getting this. It's like in very good condition, and it's got like the manual. It's even got like the little map insert that they have in there. in the strategy guide thing. So I kind of like thought, you know what, fuck it. I do own the PS4 remake or remaster, but I'm gonna try this as well. There's like Grand Theft Auto Vice City, which I think I also might own on Xbox, the original Xbox. But I mean, that's neither there nor here. There's like 007, Agent on Fire. I also got this because it was very cheap. This is like the fun thing about my method. I get to get games that I've never heard of because they are poor, like they're like piss poor cheap, and in such a way, I'm like probably aware that like a lot of them are not gonna end up being good, but that's kind of like the fun thing. I might actually end up doing like a couple of months of streams of just these, just for the fun of it. Speaking of things that are probably not very good, Godai Elemental Force. I've never heard of this game until I saw it on eBay. It was like very, very cheap too. It's like I think like Euro 50 or something. Same for this, which is Minority Report. Everybody runs. And also Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. This one, I think it was like closer to €5, but I'm kind of like puzzled that like such a good like quality copy of the game with like the San Andreas map and the manual and all of that kind of like existed for like this cheap. There was also like well, this one actually I got for off stream because I've played this before, not on PS2, but Lumines, although it's like the extra plus version basically. This is like such a fun little game. Like if you can find any of the Lumines games and you can play it, I would highly recommend them. They do this thing called synesthesia, which is basically they associate like all the in-game mechanics with sound and colors. So after a certain point, the game actually pushes you to go towards the kind of like the zone where you play without really kind of like realizing what you're doing. Goddamn silver and gold are less expensive. The DS remakes not. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, my bad. I forgot that Heart Gold and Soul Silver are not like a DS game. Yeah, I don't actually own those either, sadly. BRB got to it. Enjoy! But yeah, let me just like wrap this up. I also got Need for Speed Underground 2. I don't know why I even got this. I don't really play racing games, but it was cheap, so I said, you know, fuck it. And last but definitely not least, something that I'm burning to stream at some point. Shadow the Hedgehog. The one with guns in it. This is like legendarily bad as far as bad games go, and I really, really want to at one point get to stream it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Shadow the Hedgehog is a game that I got specifically for streaming because I knew how bad it was, and I was incredibly happy that I found it for as cheap as I did. It was like €3 or €4 to be honest, and it's like such a nice surprise to you know, specifically be looking for things that you want to get and find them for a price that's more than affordable. Now, noted, I do end up spending a few extra euros on shipping costs on these because, you know, ever since Brexit, you don't actually get duty-free importing from the UK to here because they're no longer part of the EU, apparently, among other things. But yeah, that's kind of like a annoying thing that you get to. I get to pay another like maybe €10 on like a batch of 4 of these as like import fees and stuff. It kind of sucks, but you know, what can you do? And that was actually it. So let me just like quickly breeze through this because I've been going at it for 40 minutes and I'm nowhere near the end. Let's move to 22 years ago, November 1st, 2000, with The World Is Not Enough 007 game on the N64. I don't remember if this is a sequel. Yeah, I don't remember if this is like a sequel to GoldenEye. It's like the movie The World Is Not Enough is certainly a what's it called, like a Pierce Brosnan continuation of his tenure as 007. I think The World Is Not Enough is like the movie that came after GoldenEye, which is the one that most people probably remember. I don't remember this game at all. I don't even know if this was like first person, third person, like if it stays close, like true to the movie, or if it does its own thing. Not a lot of things. What I do remember is that it did not review nearly as well as GoldenEye had a year or so ago, before this. So let's move on quickly to something that G Scorpion would probably have appreciated had I gone there in time before he left. 20 years ago, November 1st, 2002, a spin-off, I guess, of a much beloved strategy series, Age of Mythology, came out on the PC, aka Age of Empires but with gods. Kind of. I know it was like a big hit in Greece, mainly because, well, it was like a decent RTS anyway. It is a real-time strategy game with a heavy emphasis on early resource management and late like combat focus, as with most, I guess, games of the type. I think it was like a big hit in Greece specifically because it had like Greek voice lines for the Greek faction. So as far as I remember, in this one it was like Greeks, Egyptians, and God, what was like the other one? Chinese? Let me check. Age of Mythology. No, it was Greek, Norse, and Egyptian. So it was like got 2 out of 3 out. I also remember this being like the first 3D Age of Empires game, in that the units weren't sprite-based, isometric, drawn graphics, but it rather had like actual 3D models. And I don't remember if the camera was like freely able to be manipulated. But I do remember it being, I think, the first one in the series, at least the first one that Ensemble Studios made, the developers of the game, that was fully 3D. Although I will say that a little known game called Total Annihilation by Beamdog? God, it was like Beamdog or like Cave Dog, yes. Yeah, the Total Annihilation did it much better a couple of years earlier, but it was like more sci-fi based, so maybe not a direct comparison there. I've not played Age of Mythology. I don't particularly care about the Age of Empires series. Overall, I've played the first 2. I've had fun the little time I put in, but generally RTSs, especially ones that rely, or especially ones that reward a lot of micromanaging and rush tactics, I don't particularly enjoy. I do end up playing them for their story, but usually on the easier difficulties, and then I never do either the skirmishes or the competitive scene. So, there's that. What I did play a bit of, which is not like exactly a lot actually, is what came out not very next, never mind, 3 years later. 17 years ago, November 1st, 2005, a multi-platform release of Castlevania Curse of Darkness on the PS2 and the original Xbox. This was again a first for the series, if you don't count the abysmal N64 release of whatever that was called, the Castlevania something or something. But it was the first fully 3D Castlevania game, in that it's not like this one was no longer side-scrolling. It was like a 3D Metroidvania. I wouldn't go as far as to say it's like in the vein of like Lords of Shadow for more recently, but it was a lot closer to Lords of Shadow than it was Symphony of the Night. Curse of Darkness also being a prequel to the entire series. It's basically, spoilers if you haven't played it, Castlevania Curse of Darkness is basically the Dracula origin story. So if you're wondering where Konami got their idea for Lords of Shadow, you can probably blame this game, because it's got like a lot of thematic parallels. You basically play the Blah, blah. Oh wait, no, that's not Curse of Darkness. Damn it, I'm thinking of Lament of Innocence. Fuck, which was I guess like a year before this. Wait, when did Lament of Innocence come out? Hold on, I've been describing a totally different game for the last 3 minutes. But yeah, 2005 was Curse of Darkness. 2003 was Lament of Innocence. Lament of Innocence was the first 3D Castlevania game on next-gen consoles, I guess. And that one was like Dracula's... what's it called? Origin story, basically. I haven't played this one. Then I've played like a bunch of Lament of Innocence, but I don't think I've ever played this. Maybe I'm gonna keep like a bookmark of this to check on eBay next time, because I'm interested, to be honest, to see how this goes. Let's see. So moving on to 15 years ago, in 2007. You might have heard of this one. It's only one of the breakout hits on a console that basically printed money for a few years. Super Mario Galaxy came out on the Wii in Japan. So basically the first mainline 3D Mario game in a number of years since basically Sunshine, I guess, on the GameCube. This one had the it had actually two gimmicks. One of them was that you could play with both Wiimotes and kind of pew pew shoot little star thingies from star bits, the game called them, from one Wiimote, which like a second player could actually control. So it kind of had like a very light co-op mode built in. The other one was that, as the name implies, it takes place on planets, little planets, big planets, weird planets. Not little big planets though, but that was a dumb joke, but I'm kind of proud of thinking of it. But yeah, like all the levels were basically planets and collections of planets, basically systems, where each planet had its own gravity. If you've seen the streams that I've done of Outer Wilds more recently, it's very similar to that, but on a much smaller scale and more geared towards platforming than exploration. So, like, the game had a variety of planets, all of them having their own gravity, some of them being weird shapes, most of them having weird and kind of like varied mechanics. There's a planet that kind of like shifts its surface every few seconds. There's like another one where like you get to shoot yourself from one planet to the other in orbit. There's like a lot of these actually, but it was like a fun game. I enjoyed it. I've never finished it because it does get a bit samey after a while. I don't know, like, not samey. This is one of the things that the Mario games usually do really well are like the variety of like level design, at least. But after a point, it kind of like got to the point where I was fatigued, and I couldn't really like put it well into words. I think it might be that having to pay attention on the shifting gravity of each different place and having to basically relearn how to navigate on any given planet every time you kind of like jump to it would kind of like tire me out, to be honest. Otherwise, it's considered one of like the better Mario games, although personally my favorites are either Odyssey or Sunshine, depending on the mood. But yeah, I think it's probably like worth a look. There was a remaster that came out as part of like Mario's 30th anniversary or something, which they released on the Switch along with a remaster of Sunshine and God, what was like the other one, like New Super Mario Bros. Or something, which was a very infuriatingly limited time collection. So it's basically they made it go away after a year of celebration, and I'm not even sure if you can actually get it legitimately anymore, because, you know, Nintendo's gonna Nintendo, I guess. So, well done. And speaking of Nintendo, let's go to 14 years ago, November 1st, 2008. We've got two things, both of them from Japan and both of them on the DS. So you may not have heard of them per se. One of them was Avalon Code, which, as far as I remember, is like a JRPG of types. I don't remember playing this, to be honest. I think it's like a JRPG. It's probably a JRPG. I do remember it was made by like Marvelous AQL, and the only reason I remember that is because of the logo they have. So this being a DS game, it probably had like some very annoying touch screen bullshit you had to do to play the game. Not a very big fan. The other game that came on the same day, also a JRPG, this time a spin-off of a somewhat better known series, mainly Valkyrie Profile, in this case Covenant of the Plume. I actually played a bit of this, emulated of course, because apparently these games are very very hard to get a hold of nowadays. But yeah, it's like basically a JRPG. It has the gimmick of having to recruit recently deceased warriors, the Einherjar, and build them up for your party. I didn't play a lot of it, so I couldn't really tell you. Like the whole kind of like plume thing. Sorry about that. The kind of like plume thing that the Covenant of the Plume title kind of suggests is like a gameplay mechanic. I couldn't really tell you much about it though, as I haven't played it much. I don't think either of these are considered, must plays. So maybe not bother with them as much. And speaking of things you shouldn't bother with, 11 years ago, November 1st, 2011. I just realized 11th of November 2011 is when Skyrim first came out. What day is it? Oh, it's a Friday. I won't be streaming. Damn. Sucks. Well, I'll wait like a few more years and Bethesda's probably gonna have like a Skyrim game for like every day of the year. Like a Skyrim release. But yeah, 11 years ago, November 1st, 2011, saw the release of Sonic Generations on the Xbox 360 and PS3. AKA the... God, Generations was the one where they had both like new Sonic and old Sonic as playable characters, like the Sonic of Christmas Past, sorry, the Sonic of like the Genesis era and the more recent corn dogs or like chili dogs or whatever, obnoxious version, like side by side. I've played a bit of this. It's not a very fun game. It's a platformer in a lot of the ways that like a lot of the worst ways that Sonic games ever did, in that there's like too much speed and too little control for what you do. So not a big fan. On the same day, we also had Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception, come out on the PS3. I've not played the Uncharted games. I mean, I've seen my brother play one of them, and it wasn't this one. But apparently a lot of people love them, and they're like the Tomb Raider equivalent before Tomb Raider made a resurgence, basically. AKA they're really good exploration, cinematic things. I wouldn't even go as far as to like recommend or not, because if you have an interest in these, you've probably played them anyway. They're like some of the biggest exclusives of the PS3 and onwards era. So let's see. From this we move on. Hey, Cloud! Hi, how's it going? How are we doing today? How are we doing today? Like, depends on your time zone. It's been a while since I've seen you. Last time you were doing... what were you doing? Mortuary Assistant, I think? The last time I was around your part of the... like the Twitch landscape, I guess. But yeah, I think that might have been like a couple of weeks ago. How am I doing? I'm doing great. I'm just wrapping up this day in gaming before I actually force people to watch ads, because Twitch is Twitch. And then we move on to the actual interesting stuff like games. But yeah, Let's see. Let me see if my shoutout command actually works still, because it's not loading up. It's not loading up. Yep, it's not. Okay, so I'll do it manually since we're here. Let's do Valentino. There we go. Go follow Cloud. Great streamer. I particularly enjoy I had particularly at one time enjoyed the Neo streams, and well, basically, I don't remember if you did like Bloodborne as well. I think I've watched some of those, but you know, time differences being what they are, you seldom have the chance to catch the people you want to catch online. But if anyone's at the correct time zone, go follow. If you're not at the correct time zone, also go follow. Anyway, let me get back to this day in gaming with a last sip of coffee. And let's talk about what came out 5 years ago on November 1st, 2017, which is let me try and read this out. A JRPG called .hack//GU last recode. Well, actually, it's like .hack GU. The .hack series is one of those Japanese properties that mainly spawned animes and JRPGs. It takes the majority of the .hack games take place in like MMOs, in like faux MMOs, basically. You usually play as a character that in some extent or capacity has been trapped in the game. It's like the very last game for today. Hey, we'll come back. How was dinner? But yeah, you basically usually play as someone that got trapped in an MMO and you're trying to make your way out. They are very MMO-ish in that there's a lot of grind, there's a lot of pointless side quests. The writing, honestly, in the .hack games has never been particularly good. The animes had all the story kind of ironed out, while the games were more about the grind. There's like, I remember there's like .hack Sign, .hack Liminality, .hack it was like the one with like the Black Rose Guild or whatever it's called. I don't remember. Anyway, there's like a bunch of these. Like, they're very grindy MMO-y JRPGs. If you like that kind of thing, you should probably try it. I think it's on Steam as well. This one is the PS4 version, by the way. And that concludes this day in gaming. So I'm gonna do two things. Well, actually, I'm gonna do three things. One is to change the stream title. Let me use the last 6 minutes before the ad triggers to tell you about the game we'll be playing today. We will be doing a game called Desktop Dungeons. You can actually get info on the studio from my spreadsheet there. It is a bite-sized roguelite RPG. I'm having trouble explaining this. It's like a very small scale roguelite, or like even like roguelike, with like a very unique mechanic that the gameplay is balanced around conserving your resources, and that's like enemies are resources in this game. The fog of war is a resource in this game. Your items, your potions, your spells, even your level is like a resource, and it's got like this kind of puzzle-esque aesthetic to it, where you're not actually trying to survive, you're actually trying to solve a level. All of the dungeons are like either one or two screens in size. It's like very small as far as roguelikes go. It's very interesting. So it's made by QCF, or like Quarter Circle Forward Design of Cape Town, because we're doing South African games for this month. It's an interesting thing. I believe they are working on like a remake of this, because when I was trying to look around on their website to find out where exactly they're based for my spreadsheet, they have like a lot of blog posts about what was it called? I think it's called Desktop Dungeons Rewind or something. which is something they've like recently started working on. It's a remake of the first game, and they talk about like a lot of design decisions that they didn't necessarily like over the years, and they're trying to kind of rework now. It's a very unique game. Stick around and you'll find out why. But first, since the title should now be changed, is it? I think it is. Let's see. I didn't get like a pop-up yet, but anyway, since that's the case, I'm gonna. Yep, there we go. Let's see. Just like the second thing to do is take the music away, like very, very slowly, and pop the ads. I'm sorry for this, by the way. This is something that we do so that pre-rolls GTFO. It's 30 seconds every hour. Unfortunately, I hate to do this, but stick around while I launch the game and yeah, you know, have fun, I guess. Sadly. In the meantime, for those of you that are still here, let me go to Desktop Dungeons, which is this. Also, God, no, not the soundtrack. I don't care about the soundtrack, damn it. Oh shit. Nope, never mind. Don't need to show my personal information on there. So I'm gonna actually go into like my proper save. I'm gonna be starting like a new dungeon for this, but I'm gonna go here and kind of like lower the sound a little bit before I exit the game. So we should be done for ads and hopefully clear for another hour or so. Let me catch up with chat. Returning back to the Thorn on Your Side, second gen remakes of Pokemon on the digital market. Yeah, I forgot like Heart Gold and Soul Silver are like DS games. I was thinking of Gold and Silver actually. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I guess like Second Hand is probably your best bet, or like actual like a second hand store might have them, or not. God, it's still like so loud. Let me just like try and lower it from the mixer instead. Lower? Oh yeah, this is better. Okay. But yeah, let me get to the game in question. Desktop Dungeons Enhanced Edition. Thinking second hand, but they're freaking expensive. Yeah, I know. I am so sorry that I can't like offer like a better solution than emulate them, but that might actually be the only way you can like be cost efficient about this whole thing. Anyway, Desktop Dungeons, the bite-sized roguelite by QCF or Quarter Circle Forward Studios of Cape Town, South Africa. This came out in 2013. I believe it relatively flew under the radar, and I'm kind of gonna show you why. Let me just delete these and create the stream dungeon. Aha. The story begins. It actually has a story. It was kind of cute. This is like one of those games that you would kind of expect to play on like Facebook or like a phone or tablet or something. It works surprisingly well in those regards because it's such a short session of like it's a game that has like very short sessions basically. So let's see. Creatures attacked in the night. The caravan was unprepared. Travelers had been warned about the unexplored realms, but pride often plays tricks on reason. Flames and blood engulfed the defenders. Nomads, exiles and vagabonds, with only a handful of real fighters among them. Injured, ill-trained and separated from one another, many of the survivors had no choice but to press on into a nearby network of maze-like caverns. Just like basically the game tells you to just like fuck off, because you literally can't win this dungeon. You die and then the game goes, oh, you died. Would you like to play the tutorial? So, what you're seeing here is the human guard. Now, this guy I believe is like as basic as they get. Also, again, we need to lower the audio. Jesus Christ, that's like so annoying. There we go. So basically how this works, it's a turn-based, bite-sized roguelike, where everything that you can interact with is a resource. What do I mean? See, like all the black tiles? These are the fog of war. There's actually level behind all of these in the game. The more you uncover them, keep an eye on the health counter over here. The more you uncover the tiles, the more you heal. And it's not just healing, it's also like mana. So basically the exploration itself is a resource in this game. But that's not all. The combat is also a resource because you're actually having a limited number of enemies per level, and there are mechanics in play that give you more XP for taking on enemies that are above your actual level. So in this case, I can actually just like do this. See, like the more I explore, like exploring when at full health is a bad idea because you don't actually get heals. Like the fog of war thing only happens once. So like if you uncover stuff while you're at full health, you're kind of losing out on the benefit of well, you know, healing. The game is also kind of very keen on showing you what's it called? It's very keen on showing you like the consequence of your actions. So if you mouse over anything, you actually get to see on the little panel on the bottom right, like over here, you get to see like what would happen if you would click on the enemy. See, it says like next hit safe. So like I can hit him once and not die. I take him down to 5 health because I have 10 attack, but he takes me down to 12 health because he has 8 attack. I'm just like gonna do this. And normally what you would like try and do in these cases is that you would try to kill enemies that are like slightly above your own level, because your level difference with any enemy that you kill gets added to the XP bonus. And since these are kind of like micro dungeons, every little bit helps. Probably shouldn't be exploring here yet, but you know, this is like one of those like meant to kind of like lose fights, I guess. There's like a slime here. I get to kill it. Get to explore this. Can take another. Oh, there we go. It's like entirely impossible to like win this level because it's like there's like a boss that's like at level 10 or something in here, and you don't have like nearly enough resources to, you know, actually survive the encounter. Or maybe you do, I don't remember. Maybe I just like assumed that you can't actually win this because I was bad at the game. I mean, I'm not good at the game, mind. I'm still firmly in the bad like tier. So another interesting thing about this game is, because I don't know if we'll be like doing the tutorial, to be honest, is that everything is movement based. And what do I mean by this? You know how if I uncover tiles, I heal myself? Well, the uncovered tiles heal everyone on the board. So if I just like attack enemies and then I leave, see, it heals. So basically, the game tells you need to plan everything out, like down to like the down to the wire, basically, to maximize your gains, minimize your risk, and utilize as many of like the resources as possible. It's like the usual things. You've got like a limited inventory, like all these like rows here. See, there's like I've got the burn the rays. I don't know how that's pronounced. Like all the spell names are supposed to be puns on something, but I don't get this one specifically. Anyway, like all the spells, all your items, all the gear that you get like goes into these slots, and like once you get to the last one, you can't carry anymore. thankfully you can actually convert them. And what converting them does is it gives you conversion points, which for your, like, depending on what your character is, you get different things. Humans get 10% attack bonus for every 100 conversion points. This is like the actual thing that I like about this game. It tells you everything. It's like upfront with every single mechanic that the game has, and it has like a very clean and neat way of showing you the consequences of your actions before you take them. So this is like one of those games that you play and you never feel like you lost because you didn't like have access to all the info up front, which is nice. Like for now I'm just like gonna go around, kill things, and you know, die to the goat, I guess. Although unfortunately I think like once you try and like kill this, it's like a bit too powerful and like one-shots you. I don't actually remember. I'm just like gonna give it a try. Like it's always like a good idea. You kind of like go through your resources first. Oh, never mind. Did I actually win the tutorial? The trophy is what you came here to get. Grab it and let's go. Actually, I kind of like want to explore. There's like money. Hey. Woohoo. I guess. So I guess I beat the tutorial. Congratulations on making it through your first dungeon. In case you're still uncertain about some things, we'd like to offer you the guided tutorials before plunging you into the full game experience. Well, I don't actually need to do those. I remember the basics of the game. So I'm just like gonna start with like the, you know, the in-between bits. So basically between dungeons, you get to do city building. Well, you get to do city building if you actually made money during the dungeon bits. So let's see, the aftermath. Many perished in the days and weeks following the attack. Some were slaughtered by cave denizens. Others became trapped or lost. Stronger survivors prevailed against the darkness, banding together to establish a crude outpost in the heart of the wilderness. I cannot read today. Jesus. If this fledgling settlement is to survive beyond its first few weeks, its people will need a reliable and well-trained force of heroes to keep the enemies at bay. This is where your job begins. As the elected administrator for this rabble, it will be up to you to expand the settlement and recruit the heroes needed to defend your people. It's like basically what happens. Most honorable administrator, I've been elected by the good people of this settlement to tell you what to do in order to tell everyone else what to do. You may consider me an advisor of sorts. So yeah, I'm just like gonna skim through this tutorial because it's kind of like fast. The basic idea in the game is you do dungeons, you get gold if you are successful at doing dungeons, and then you come back to town and you either purchase or upgrade buildings. And each building gives you access to different things. Some of them would give you new classes, others would give you new races of characters to play, others will unlock new mechanics like a bank that lets you store gold, like an adventurer's guild that lets you buy items before going into a dungeon. There's like a thieves guild that gives you challenges that you can complete in levels for extra gold. It is all very synergistic in that regard. It's like a really fun, small scale roguelike game. I rather like it. This is like one of those games that you could maybe say like it's like a lunch break game, in that you can sit down, play it for 15 minutes, do stuff, like have like a complete session in 15 minutes and then move on. Let's see the story. Administrator, remember this moment well, for you have just taken your first tentative steps down a long and glorious path. Under your guidance, these survivals will be a kingdom to challenge the gods themselves. Class unlocked. Fighter. That was like the building that we built. Unlocked the fighter character. Admirable clicking and spending, noble administrator. You've just unlocked the fighter class. These hardy warriors are superior to common guards in several ways. They excel at hunting down opponents and gaining experience quickly. It's like these guys. Yeah. Trophy unlocked. Trophy hunting. It's like the other way we're gonna be making money out of. Administrator, our scouts have discovered some monster lairs in the surrounding area. It is time to take the fight to them. Let's take our heroes, load up, and move out. They can return when they have some monster heads and or other souvenirs of victory. Well, that sounds like an interesting prospect. Oh, sorry for butting in. We'll chat later. So yeah, basically, these are like the initial dungeons. Let's see. Which one should we do? What do you think? Like the Vince's Vault, the Badlands, or the Thousand Cuts dungeon? I mean, actually, like I don't think it like really matters which one you do. Oh, it won't let you. Great, just confirm your selection here. It's a legal requirement of Selection Confirmation Committee. So yeah, you basically like when you do dungeons, you get like a small breakdown of what it is that you'll be doing in them. In this case, we'll be doing trophy hunting, which is kind of killing the boss and getting the trophy off of it. Let's see, the Badlands. This realm belongs to a creature so terrifying and deadly that it said he can fell even the mightiest of warriors with a single blow. Magic and cunning are required to prevail. It's like a threat level is the difficulty, the boss is the guard, but the wow. And then we start this. So you choose a race, you choose a class. These will kind of like fill up the more we upgrade the city. Your new hero has been bureaucratically cleared. Have them sally forth by hitting the play button. Okay, we do this. We get the human fighter, and we get like a bunch of well, passives that fighters have. In this case, fighters start with instincts. Monsters of an equal or lower level always have their location revealed, which is interesting. Veteran starts with one level of the learning buff and less XP needed per level, which is the learning buff gains 1 extra XP per kill. It also has Pit Dog, starts with a layer of death protection. This is actually an interesting one. What death protection does is it will nullify the very first hit that would kill you in any given run. So basically I get like 1 free dodge, I guess, of death. And we also get death protection, which is like the passive from this. Protection against killing blow. Let's see. You're playing as a human fighter. Humans get a 10% attack bonus for every 100 conversion points. Basically, conversion points are what you get when you sell items. When you have a surplus of items, basically, you get to drag them down to the little conversion icon at the bottom of the HUD. And depending on what your class and your race is, you get different bonuses. For example, I think like mages get like, God, 5 more MP, 5 more mana per 100 conversion points. It's all in the name of customizing your character a bit better. Instincts, monsters of an equal level, blah blah blah. We've already read this. That's fine. You can also get up-to-date information on your character status effects by hovering over the icons in your portrait. Clicking will show you a full effects list. It's like basically like all of these. So a few small things to note. These here are potions. In this case, mana potions. These are runes, and what the runes do... Wait, hold on. You actually do get like a... There we go. Power-ups like this only improve maximum stats and have few short-term benefits, so pick them up as soon as possible. So these are like... yeah. These will... these glyphs, they increase your stats. So the green sword one increases your damage, the red health one increases your health, and the blue, whatever this thing is, increases your mana. Yeah, it's kind of nice. Like we do get to like get a bunch of spells and stuff. So yeah, mana is needed for spells, health is needed for not dying, attack is needed for making other things die before you die, and so on and so forth. Ideally, you kind of want to, if possible, kill things that are slightly higher in level than you. Now, because generally you're not powerful enough to do so, the idea is that you need to use spells, the environment, abilities, potions, in order to kind of give yourself an edge and get those higher level kills. Like in this example, I have like 2 of these like get in there spell. So like I'm gonna convert one of them to get like extra 10% damage. Dungeon Hint Writers Guild Memo 2. Casting Fireball means a free attack. Use it as often as possible, even if you're a fighter. So yeah, like using the spells doesn't count as an attack, so you don't get retaliated by monsters like you would with, like, you know, attacking them normally. In this case, it wouldn't really do like a lot of damage, unfortunately, but it does give you like a decent buffer so that you can kill the enemy and get those very important extra points of experience. Because, like, remember, the fighter in this case gets 1 extra point of experience per kill, but you also get more points if you kill enemies that are higher level than you. So now, ideally, instead of killing these level 1 enemies, I'm kind of looking for like a level 2 or level 3 enemy, if there's like anyone, which I don't think there's gonna be. Like, anything I can see on the map is either my level or lower. So in this case, I probably want to kill this guy so that I can go through here. And yeah, like try and like get to the level 4s, or example. There we go, like these guys. When fighting monsters, pay attention to the combat indicator on the rightmost panel. If it says death, you probably shouldn't attack. Yeah. So we need to kill like the level 4 ones. I think it's like ideal to kill this guy because he's got like slightly less HP. We did kill him. Let's see. Get another burn their ass. Burn their ass? Is that what it says? I just realized. That's like that's what this says. Like this spell is like burn their ass. Okay, let me convert this as well for another 10% damage increase. And this wall. Okay. Like you see, even at like equal levels, if you haven't gotten like a lot of power-ups, it still wouldn't give you like a definitive advantage over your enemies. So you still do need to pay attention and try and, like, you know, get an edge as much as possible. Just like go kill these. Oh, hey, got like more attack now. So what do you do in this case? The problem with this game, by the way, is that it's one of like the very few games that like exploration doesn't really help as much as it should. Because, you know, exploration being a resource in this game means the more you explore, the less healing you save up for those times that you actually need to have healing. So in this case, I'm just like gonna go around and try and like kill everything that I've kind of skipped. It should be enough to take me to level 6 and therefore give me a bit of an advantage over the goat. Thankfully. There we go, level 6. Now, if I were like a lot more efficient, I assume you'd probably be able to get to level 7 if you started out with like the level 3s immediately. But there might not actually be like a way to do this. I think the first few dungeons are kind of scripted in a way. That is to say, you actually what's it called? Try like this. They're not actually like randomly generated as are like the normal dungeons. Okay, so you might be wondering why I've done like the end this wall thing constantly. So I've broken down 4 walls, and that is to give me an 80%, like 80% I think. No, because it's like it's not additive, it's multiplicative. So it's like 20% of 20% of 20% of 20%. So I've got 65% physical resist at the moment. I am a level higher. I also have a fair bit of buffing going, and I've put this thing on fire as well. The burning debuff, by the way, means they can't regenerate health, which is, you know, important. Also, there's like a floor down from here, by the way. Maybe I should like give that a try, because there's like money and stuff here. But But yeah, I've got like a few buffs, and I did also regain some health back. So at this point, I think it's like getting there for the first strike. So let's talk about the spells. Burn their ass. Burns your enemies for 4 points of magical damage per character level. So it's like kind of like additive on like how leveled up you are, and it slows the regeneration. So basically, when they're like the enemies are burning, like the goat is, they don't actually regenerate health when you uncover tiles in the map. Let me show you. He's at like 81. Oh, never mind. He's at 81 health. Oh, because it doesn't like lower it like all the way. Anyway. End this wall. It destroys a dungeon wall to gain a temporary 20% physical resist boost, and this effect will stack. Hey, Ghost Rider, hi, how's it going? How are we doing today? Welcome to roguelike, I guess. So this is like actually a very good spell to have because of how randomly generated seeding works. It not only gives you physical buffs, it also gives you a chance to uncover areas that you wouldn't otherwise uncover. Yeah, I like the spell names as well. Like this is like one of those games that has like a very tongue-in-cheek kind of humor. It's really fun that way. Burn their ass, end this wall, and get in there. Which is the first strike spell. It gives you first strike in your next combat round and 5% dodge chance. Now 5% dodge chance isn't that amazing, unfortunately, but first strike means that you get to hit them before they do. And in those cases where you would kill them with the first hit, it means that they also don't get to retaliate, so you don't lose any health. Which is why you should probably want to do this like every single time. Might as well just like sacrifice all of these now. Drink a potion, sacrifice the potions for more conversion, and then deal the killing blow. Yay! Look at that. We beat the first tutorial, well, the first like intro dungeon, basically. So yeah, once you win, you get like a little breakdown of everything you've done. It's kind of like a timeline of all the stuff that you've done in the level. It's like gain levels, gain items, kill enemies. It kind of like goes in like order. It also shows you like what you got money-wise. It kind of like showed you like how efficient you were, basically. The level difference is like how many like levels on average you were above or below enemies. The minus 1.79 figure here, by the way, means that I've on average killed enemies that were like 1.79 levels below me, which is what happened at the end, where I kind of like leveled to 5 and then went around and kind of like killed everything that was kind of like left over. It also shows you like how many tiles you uncovered here, and the goal is generally to not have like this many wasted tiles, because, well, that's like resources that you've wasted. It doesn't really matter for these levels, but like once you get to the actual like hard mode levels, it becomes very important to not waste your exploration, unfortunately. Okay, cost complete trophy hunting. Let's see. Victory! Your hero parades through the muddy streets of your rapidly growing settlement, goat horn clasped in one mailed fist. Rose petals and jubilant shouts alike fill the air as townsfolk come out to celebrate. Amidst the glee, a lone figure approaches you as you recline in your administrator's parade viewing chair. Hey there! I can't help but notice the sheer amount of fun that you're all having with that chunk of monster skull. I happen to have a business-related proposal to that. This may seem rather forward, but I was once a renowned taxidermist in the surrounding realms, and I know a lot of very rich buyers who would love a mounted beastie head on some kind hanging over the fireplace. Bragging rights, see? Long story short, I'd like to buy that trophy from you. Have the gold right here. The new kingdom needs some kind of regular income, right? Well, work with me and we can build an entire economy around hunting and slaying evil. I'm pretty sure that this will turn into a long and mutually profitable relationship. So yeah, basically, the whole reason you run dungeons is to get the trophies and sell them, so you get more money and use that to upgrade the city, basically. You sold the goat horn for 150 gold. There's more than one way to slay the average dungeon monstrosity, and the kingdom's population is one of diverse talents and interests. Magic users, holy men, and even common cat persons are interested in fighting the good fight, especially if there's money involved. So yeah, basically now we get to pick which is like the next class and we unlock. Monster trophies are a valuable source of income. Let's put that money to use by building ourselves a second guild. Upgrading this structure will give you priests, the reliable slayers of the undead with impressive health buffs. Upgrading this structure will give you wizards. They start off with a free fireball. Lower mana costs and other abilities make their glyphs much easier to use. Upgrading this structure will give you thieves. They excel at squeezing extra value out of dungeon resources and deal a little extra damage on suspecting opponents. Select a building to upgrade now. You know, because it's like a multiple choice thing, I kind of figured we should maybe like do a poll in chat. I've always wanted to do this. So for the next 5 minutes, pick which class I'm gonna unlock next, because you have to actually play with that class as soon as you unlock it. So yeah, you should have a poll in the chat at the moment to choose if we are going to unlock the priests, the wizards, or the thieves first. It only goes for 5 minutes, so if you want to vote, feel free. If you don't vote, you don't see anything. It should be like above the chat as like a pop out. To be honest, let me open my stream on a browser and check. Let's see, twitch.com Gregor. Yeah, it should be like on the top of the chat. Let me put you like a screenshot on Discord if you're not seeing it. It's like at the very top. You just like press the down key to vote generally. Only see the all-time top gifters, really? That's weird. Huh. That is very weird because I can actually see my like the poll on I've just like opened the stream and I can see it. I don't get why. Maybe you need to reload the stream. I really don't know. Or maybe it's like blocked by a pop-up or something. Oh, refresh worked. Okay, yeah, fair enough. So yeah, pick a class, any class. And we get to kind of like do the thing. So if anyone else wants to influence whether I do the thing with which class I get to do the thing, well, you can pick now. I guess the thief is winning at the moment. See, like view results. Yeah, the thief is like ahead at the moment. So let's wait for another couple of minutes. So in the meantime, what have you been doing today, if I may ask? I'm pretty sure I've seen you play Stellaris again, and I'm like really envious because I don't real. Guess the thief is called Grabby Fingers. Is he? I mean, I don't think you get to name them, unfortunately. It's like one of the annoying things about this game because the game kind of like encourages you to like keep playing over and over like mini dungeons. It also randomly generates the name of your character, sadly. So I wouldn't really. I'm gonna check and see if you can rename them. I don't think you can though. But it kind of like looks like the thief is gonna win. So yay! I guess I'm gonna do like a poll for when I like finish the like basically how this game is structured at the moment is you unlock each class and you get to play a dungeon with them. So like, eventually I'm gonna have to play all of them. This is just like determining the order here. But when we do get to the point of finishing these 4 intro dungeons, I'm just like gonna poll every time we start a new one because, you know, I'm gonna put a poll up and then I have to like win with that class or I don't get to choose a different one. How's that for a challenge? Having the space itch again. I mean, yeah, I know what you mean. And sadly, like, you know, free space games aren't really coming out anymore, sadly. Or like X-Wing versus TIE Fighter games, for that matter. yeah, I don't know. Like, I think the last like interesting one I played was like Hard War, to be honest, and I think specifically you wouldn't really like that because it's like much smaller in scale than say Free Space or God, like even I don't know, like, what's like a good space simulator. I'm not even gonna mention Elite because it's like the granddaddy of like all scales, basically. But yeah, it's a thing. Actually, I think I can like add like a source, like a web page source, like the poll. Let's see. Oh yeah, the cookie conversation. Fine. Choose a class, any class. Let's see, like the thief. Hey, we actually do get like a little poll overlay. This is fun. I wonder if I can also like give it like a weird like transition effect. Let's see, bounce, 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 move, top. On scene enter, on scene exit. Okay, let's see. So now it should do. There we go. I was like way too fast. Hold on. It's about like 500 milliseconds. So yeah, I've got like an overlay for polls now. Yay. So we, the tribe, have chosen the Thieves for starters. Thieves Guild level 1. This unlocks the Thieves. The Thief is a 2-bit trickster put into a 32-bit job and doesn't have any particularly heroic abilities. Of course, given the level of resourcefulness and adaptability that any good criminal possesses, who really needs heroism? Got Endless Space 2 as well. Oh, okay. May I recommend Sins of a Solar Empire instead? Because I've played a lot of that, and even though I'm not particularly good at it, I'm like very fond of Sins of a Solar Empire, to be honest. Or like Homeworld. Have you replayed the re-release of Homeworld? Because those are also really good games. A bit more on the RTS side, so it's like less management, but you know, it does have like the space aspect covered. Especially especially because like this is like a thing that anyone that's played Homeworld knows. Especially at like those bits where what's it called, arpeggio for strings starts playing in the background. Like you could like very well get goosebumps in that, like when like the mothership kind of like first floats into view and it starts kind of like discharging all of your fleet out. Those are like amazing moments in the game, and well done to Relic when back in the day they made it. Sins of a Solar Empire would be nice with a story and stuff. Yeah, I mean, yes, but they were kind of going for like a Masters of Orion kind of thing, which also doesn't really have a story. I mean, I get what you mean though. Like the industry for sure needs more story-based, epic space games, basically. Again, I hate bringing this up all the time, but Free Space 2, no game since then has ever done that better. Ever. There has not been a game that did space opera better than Free Space 2. Not Starlancer, not Freelancer, not like the Wing Commander games. Like I don't care about your preferences. My personal preference is that Free Space 2 is like 10 steps above anything else that came before or after. Unfortunately. I mean, there's like a reason that Free Space 2 still has like an active modding scene to this day. There's like still fan-made modules coming out for that thing on the was FSC2 engine, I think it's called, like the open source Free Space thing. Haven't played the first Homeworld, huh? How many missions didn't go as planned? There's like that. There's like missions with multiple endings depending on how well you do. There's like missions where like the optional objectives kind of like carry on later. Like there's missions where like you literally can like do a perfect defense of your objective, and in the next level that's gonna carry over and you get like you get like more firepower basically. I don't want to spoil stuff. Okay, it's like an old game, but like still it's worth playing. Yeah, the ending was also a surprise, like a very big surprise. And it also has like 2 endings, like depending on whether you make it or not, which is pretty good, I guess. There's also the bonus missions that you can do with like the SOC, I think it's called, like the Special Operations Command branch, where you like it was also like one of the few space simulators of the time that you didn't just do dogfighting in space. You also had espionage missions and escort missions and missions where you just like have to scan things, and there's like this whole reveal that like the Sathanas coming out of like the nebula, and God, there's like so many fun moments in that game, and it never ceased to amaze. Like, you would be chasing down the little like mantis ships, and then suddenly you'd see coming out of like the storm, like the space storm, you'd see coming out like the big ass like iconic arms of the, it's called the Sathanas, right? Like the big juggernaut level ship that they have. Or like a few levels later, you'd be like doing basically espionage reconnaissance to try and like sabotage like a rebel faction, and they would kind of like discover you at the very end, and you had to kind of like silence them and make your escape and so on and so forth. It's like such a good game. It's like literally a game I've played more than 2 decades ago at this point, because it came out in 99. And I still remember a lot of what happens in that game. I could go on and on and on about Free Space 2 for hours, but I'm just gonna say this. Like, Ghost Rider knows this. If you've not played this, go to GOG, buy it, it's like €6, and play through it. You're just like doing yourself a favor at this point. By just like exposing yourself to a game like that. Like, this is like one of the very few examples when I agree with the whole, they don't make games like this anymore. They don't make games like they used to, and that's like a good example of that. Anyway, let's get back to the game, by the way, because some people decided that I need to be a thief for this dungeon. So you get the thief, class unlocked, thief, quest completed, guild expansion, quest unlocked, city expansion. Our brave new kingdom is still in grave peril. The denizens of nearby dungeons are breathing down our necks. If a brave hero wanders in and slays the leaders of each area, the rest should be demoralized enough to scatter. Yay. Most autonomous and independently thinking administrator. Yeah, okay. Make fun of how railroaded this is. Well done. I believe you've learned enough to start performing kingdom duties in whichever way you see fit. I'll still be on hand to advise when new matters come up, but from here you may consider your decisions and opportunities some more open. So I'd like to show off 2 things before we go into the dungeon. So basically, when you unlock new classes, like for example the warriors or like the thieves or whatever, you also unlock challenges with them. And those challenges are basically they're just like basically mini dungeons where they're set up in such a way that you need to kind of know what the class is good at to solve. They're like more puzzle oriented in design rather than roguelike. So let me just like show you off the thief one. We can only do it as a human thief at the moment because we don't have access to any other like races yet. But the basic idea is that you need to kind of like utilize what the thief is good at, which is Stabber. Deals an extra 30% damage to enemies with full health, so first hits become extremely important. Hoarder, 33% more items on dungeon map, so it basically populates the map with more items. And Survivor, all health and mana potions restore both health and mana. So like all of these are basically, like we basically double our healing. I've just infiltrated Lord Sillyname's estate. A trivial task as the property is expansive and there are too few guards to patrol it thoroughly. I need to locate the head's groundskeeper and retrieve his map before entering the keep itself. But my confrontations with the Lord's Rangers need to be made with care. I don't have the strength to fight off an entire patrol without some sort of assistance. My friends tell me that chests of useful items are scattered through are scattered rather carelessly across the estate. No doubt a trap to lure amateurs, but a capable veteran such as myself could still make use of them. You basically start like trap chest. First strike, no experience, bloodless, magic immune. You can actually just like, you know, unlock them like this. Oh, wait, you can't actually... You need to attack this guy. I'm not the toughest guy around. I better keep damage to a minimum if I want to make it through the estate alive. Get a charm. A small charm fit for collection by opportunistic scoundrels such as yourself. Add 1 base damage and 1 maximum health. Yep, cool. Now the unfortunate thing here is that I need to unlock the chest, but I'm gonna take like 8 damage from it. It still amazes me how many adventurers never think to pour the tonic through their ears. Oral potioning isn't nearly as effective. Gross. But yeah, because these chests are trapped, they do damage to you like when you unlock them. This is not like actually a mechanic that's in a lot of the levels, basically. So it is kind of, you know, a bit extra here, I guess. So I get like all these charms, which is nice. Haven't wasted that much exploration either, which is twice as nice, actually. Oh, there we go. Oh, this guy's like level 3. I don't think you can actually do much with like either getting there either. So we need like a level 2 guy to take out first. So pick up all the charms. So technically, I should now be able to kill level 2 ones with like not a lot of fuss. And specifically, if I use get in there to like take the first attack as well, should be like a bit more kind of like easy to facilitate an attack. So I don't quite have enough strength yet to, you know, kill things. Also, you might notice my level stays at 1 with like 999. That's because these challenges, you can't actually like brute force them. You're basically meant to kind of you know, solve them by utilizing your classes like unique mechanics. For this, like getting there is like really good, because when you get the first strike and you kill them in 1 hit, because these guys only have 6 health, you don't actually end up losing any yourself, thankfully. So like if you see like the little preview, I do take him down to 0 health, and I don't actually lose any damage. In this regard, like for example here, if I were to attack this guy... Oh, wait, I can actually kill the level 4 ones? Wow. Okay. I guess I've got enough of these amulets that I don't really need to worry much about. I only need to have like enough MP to like cast get in there. I can probably like, kill all of these like that without having to worry. So yeah, you actually get to stack these. There's like, I've got like 5, 10, 11, 14 of them. There's like extra 14 damage. There's like an extra 14 health and so on and so forth. So yeah, basically, I guess the trick in this challenge is to always have enough mana for getting there. So you can get the first strike and like one-shot them. Because remember, it's 28 damage at this point. And these guys have like 18. But it, like the important thing is that you also get first strike. So if you kill them, you don't get damaged with first strike. I get like burn their ass. Can I use it to open? No. Yeah, I can't actually use it to open. Oh, fuck. Oh, I shouldn't have clicked. I knew I was gonna die. I shouldn't have clicked. Shit. Ah, let's restart this. Just like remove this. And get this. Like start killing these guys. Oh, again, I rushed. That was dumb. Let me restart again. Oh wait, it is like semi-random. Like, have you noticed there was like 2 guards here last time? Maybe it's like the maybe it's like the location of the guards that's like randomized, and not like the actual that. Okay, I need like first strike. Get like a bunch of like these medallions for now. I'm trying to not use my mana yet on like first strikes until I get enough base damage here so that I can like one-shot these guys. So the whole trick I think is like to get at least like enough base damage so that you like one-shot things with getting there before it gets to one-shot you. So it's like 12. These guys have 18. So I need like another 6 damage. Which is a lot. Means I need another like 6 amulets, I guess, or like find like a few runes. There we go, like this. It's like 13. 14. I can kill this guy now without a lot of repercussions, which is nice. Guess I can kill this guy as well. Explore. Okay, well I got the edge of the map here, so let's kill this guy as well. Okay, it's like death. So I'm kind of trying to conserve my exploration. Okay, we've got 18 attack, so that means getting there kills this guy is guaranteed. So I can actually do it like this without having to worry too much. Now the only problem is that getting there costs 7 MP. So it's not exactly, you know, free to like get. I need like 24 damage for these guys. So basically killing this dude and getting his amulet gets me there. So now I can actually start killing the level 4 ones without a lot of trouble. Assuming I still got like enough exploration to get back my MP for getting there. I've got enough for this guy. I'm not actually sure if I should like open the chests. Because see the problem with the chests? They do a lot of damage. This one does 32. It's supposed to be trapped. And I'm not exactly sure if like first strike actually... No, like you still get hit. Unfortunately. So like even if I do have enough damage to kill it, I still get like 20 odd damage done. Sadly. So let me get this. Oh, I don't have enough space for more pickups. Oh, maybe I don't need Banderas. Yeah, I'll just... I hope I haven't fucked things up by doing this. But maybe you don't actually like need it. Okay, when you see the little skull things here, that means there's like the boss is nearby. So let me just confirm here. The boss has 40 health. So you basically need to hit him. Oh, you know, actually I can probably like do it with like first strike. No, because he has like 100. And he has first strike as well. So I need to be able to, well, dodge it. How do you do that though? I mean, maybe there's like a trick to how you do this, or maybe you need to... Oh, there we go. Here's an interesting glyph. I think I could put a good use against the right target. Oh, wait, that's like the swap glyph. Hold on. Jesus. Oh, this is gonna be fun. How do we do this? Wait, what? Swap places with an enemy, adding the slow debuff. No blink, retreat, or retaliation. Strike second, bonus XP. So yeah, this is like how we get to like solve this guy. Now, I need to make sure that I have 40 what's it called? Attack. So I think this is gonna do it for me. Mighty Fine Sword. Could, by the looks of it, it could probably add about 4 base damage or so. So let's see. The way to solve this, because we need 5 mana for this and 8 mana for this, is cast Get In There, drink potions, drop this in there, pick up Wait Wood, swap places with this guy so that he loses his first strike, and so long as I don't attack him, I can pick this up for the extra damage. So now I have first strike, and I can kill him in one shot. Solved. Yay. I can probably like open this chest as well for like for good measure. So yeah, solved. Yay. Now we can also do that and basically convert all of these before solving the challenge. It's kind of like fun to do this. I don't think there's like any benefit, but since I've kind of like solved everything, it doesn't really matter if I don't do this either, you know? So fuck that. Let's do it like this. Click here when you're ready to leave. Beware, getting cut off your exit will force you to surrender the current dungeon run. Win! Hey, we won. Also, we didn't actually like waste all that much, which is nice. Like, look at all the things that we killed. Yay. Continue. Challenge complete. Quest complete, the Dark Project. Which is, by the way, a reference to, well, Thief, the Dark Project. Also, yeah, the character was named Garrett. I know this. I failed to kind of like mention it. But I didn't know that the challenge was called the Dark Project. Which I like these. Like, this game has like a lot of these references. The character names are kind of funny. The spell names are kind of funny. There's like the good kind of pop culture references in that they kind of show up, but they don't get very annoying. The groundskeeper held them up to the Lord's Hold, including some limited information on low-level patrol routes. This should make infiltration a great deal easier. By the way, this is also a line from the first level of the Thief the Dark Project. Get like more gold. Yay! Now we get to unlock another one of these, basically. But before we do that, I should probably just like do another, like one of the dungeons. So we can get another pull up. However, before that, I'm gonna go and do a small ad break because it's coming up in 4 minutes and I'd rather get all the way now. So, be right back. And again, apologies for the ads. Kind of sucks. Be patient for 30 odd seconds and we'll get back to the boring stuff. I mean, the not boring stuff. Ads, sadly. So basically at this point, for anyone that's still left over, I should probably kind of like do either the Vince's Vault or the 1,000 Cuts dungeon. They're like all very small, and basically they're designed to give you exactly enough gold so that you get to either like upgrade, unlock all the basic 4 classes. So once the ads are over, which are now, we get to go maybe do 1,000 Cuts, and how about we do it with their thief, since I mean there was the poll for that. This is like the thief run. It's like a nice start, to be honest. We get like a lot of things basically. Just like get wait wood, so we get more experience as soon as I do this. Wait, what was this one? Let me see. Far side uncovers 3 random dungeon tiles with normal regeneration benefits. 6 nearby enemies. I'm gonna convert this, and the reason for that is that because I can also get another one from here. Also another weight wood for the same reason. I'm just like, I kill this guy. Not a lot of extra XP, sadly. Let me see. Let's like try with like a level 2 enemy here. Oh, it's not enough, is it? Yep, definitely not enough. And now I've healed the guy. That was dumb of me. I mean, at this point, I might as well just like explore a little bit and try and get my level. Foul Nemesis! It appears as though you have discovered my base of operations. I cannot suffer your presence and allow you to live. Sir Digby the Goat, who is totally a boss character. Oh god, there's like something very special about the humor in this game. I really enjoy it. Also, Burn Their Ass is probably like the worst thing to be using if you're a thief. Especially since I kind of like threw away my extra damage by doing that. Because remember, the thief gets 30% extra damage on full health enemies. Don't forget to explore sub-dungeons. They show up as extra staircases and usually offer bonuses. But honestly, at this point, the game gives you enough things to kind of like solve these without a lot of heartache. Especially like the amount of conversion that I've gotten. Bonus 60% is... Oof, that's a lot. Okay, let me try a weight wood. A Burn Their Ass. And with a potion, get more XP. Actually get to like one-shot them because of like how the thief works. See, you do like a lot less damage if it's not like at full health. It kind of sucks. Holy cow, the rolls in Bloodborne make XCOM rolls feel like a stroll in the park. Yeah, I don't know, is like that unfair? Because that kind of sucks, to be honest. Ooh, nope, no, don't rush. Come on, thoughtful. This is like my only kind of, well, not problem, but it's kind of like a thing that I'm struggling with in this game is that like you're supposed to like take things a lot more slowly, and you don't generally get to do that. It's in a bad way. Oh god. I'm kind of happy that I haven't played Blood Bowl so far. It's like Burn Their Ass. It's like the rotate thing. And win! Woohoo! Yeah, I kind of figured that you weren't joking about this, which is why I said, you know what, I'm kind of happy that I haven't played this game. I do own like the first Blood Bowl game, to be honest. I never played it enough to kind of like justify getting the second one, you know? So I mean, maybe I should like do that on stream at some point. It's not like it's only your dice. The AI ones are also crap half the time. I mean, isn't that like better though? Like everyone's luck sucks, which means it's kind of like evens the playing field a bit. I mean, to me at least it sounds like if everyone can be equally as unlucky, it's probably like better, right? Kind of a player that doesn't score that much, but they can't score either. I was like the dirty fighting kind of enemy, huh? Okay, fair enough. I mean, I know just enough about that game that I would want to like try and stream it at some point, even though, if I'm being honest, what I really wanted to stream was Mordheim, but it didn't work well with the stream. It like just like kept lagging and crashing and like doing all the very annoying things. You don't hit people that are already down. Yeah, but maybe you kind of like shove them a bit extra hard on the way down. New building available. Hail, most industrious kingdom administrator. A local blacksmith, unsatisfied with the extremely poor sales of farming equipment, has a business proposal to bolster the heroes in your kingdom. Yeah, I mean that's what I was meaning. When you're interested, pay a visit to the supply store. Trophy sold. Yay. Get a bunch of money. So, new poll up. We now have the priests and the mages to unlock. So, choose a class. Any class. Priest, mage. So, the poll is again going to run for 5 minutes while we talk about Blood Bowl. Let me just like bring it up on here. And yeah, pick a class, any class, and you get to decide if I unlock the priest and play with the priest, or if I unlock the mage next. So yeah, should have another poll up there as well. But yeah, like I like the Games Workshop licenses generally. Like the whole miniature thing kind of like speaks to me in like a very nerdy kind of way. But my problem generally is that these things are either things that I don't understand, i.e. Warhammer, or things that I aren't particularly good at, see Mordheim or Blood Bowl or like any other, like Space Hulk. Oh, I'm like so bad at Space Hulk. Mainly because I'm usually really crap at mitigating bad RNG. I think that's like most of the reason why I've never finished Darkest Dungeon. It's most of why Mordheim is so like difficult for me. I really want to stream Mordheim. I've heard like so many good things about it, and from like the little I've seen, they do seem to be like justified, as like it is like a decent game overall. But I do enjoy them, but I'm just not very good at them. that's the problem. By the way, kind reminder, you can vote on which class I unlock next. There's like 3 minutes left. Pick a priest or pick a mage as the next unlock that I get. We're gonna unlock both, but like you get to see which one goes first. And once we unlock all 4 of them, you get to pick which one I do for the rest of the stream. It shouldn't be like that much longer. There's like an hour of stream left, maybe. Like maybe like a bit less than that. But yeah, no, I do legitimately enjoy the like most of the Games Workshop licenses. Maybe not the Daka Boys one. Like the other one's kind of weird. But the little I did manage to play of Mordheim, I really enjoyed. it's just like such a dumb shame. It doesn't work well on stream. Maybe I haven't like actually checked it with my new setup. So maybe, you know, there's that. Like I could like potentially be able to stream it now properly. But who knows? Maybe after the challenge is done, maybe, you know, instead of like doing the Dark Souls randomizer, I get to what's it called? I get to try like more time on stream again. Or like, you know, a variety of other things. You did a dum dum? Wait, what? What dum dum? Who dares dum dum? I mean, what did you do? Did you kill a unit that you weren't supposed to kill, or like sell it off? I don't know much about Blood Bowl, to be honest. I've seen it. Didn't see an enemy elephant tackle your player. Oof, that sucks. Got killed. Oh my god, why am I so sleepy today? Imagine NFL, but no more orcish. I mean, again, I've seen the game in action. I just, you know, haven't played it. I think I own the first one. Hold on, let me check. Let's see. Oh, I wish there was like a way to see your library from like the Steam overlay. Lost the rest of your turn. I mean, yeah, that kind of sucks. In like turn-based game, losing your turn is like very harsh penalty generally. So let's see. Let's try like loading it from the browser. Get like the priest or the mage. I don't know why. Actually, let me just like move it. God, like it actually shows the text in the background as well, but it doesn't really like show properly, if that makes sense. So let's see, Blood Bowl. Yeah, I've got Blood Bowl Legendary Edition. Hey, the mage won with all of one vote. So I guess we're getting the mage now, or like the wizard. From that reaction, I can probably guess who voted as well. So let's see. Wizard. The enigmatic wizards have dedicated their lives to the pursuit of arcane knowledge. Their detachment from the physical and mundane, combined with their ability to continue adventuring well into old age, means that they're not the most accomplished hand-to-hand combatants, but they can hurl great big fiery balls of death better than most people. So who really cares? Remember having a Norse team in Blood Bowl 1? I'm. You know what? Before we start the dungeon, give me a moment. Blood Bowl. Let's see if this works on the Steam Deck, because like you guys have kind of made me interested in checking it out. Let's see. Is it compatible? Oh, it doesn't say. Shoot. Okay. Was like the website ProdonDB or something? Let me see. Blood Bowl Legendary Edition. It says gold here. So on the Steam Deck, black screen after initial splash. Oh, damn it. Yeah, it's not compatible with the Steam Deck. That kind of sucks. I mean, I guess I would probably have to like download on the PC, but that's the problem. I don't really have like much use of the PC nowadays outside of streaming. Ugh, damn it. At any rate, it was nice the mottos you could live long enough to have you thought you can worse than you could by a Norse. Okay, that's a clever one. Well done them. Wait, hold on. Did I? What's this? Sorcerer, Flame Magnet. Extra glyph. Oh, it's upgrades. Okay. That's like the extra, the next level of the wizard. So what do wizards have as a starting kit? Magic Sense. Can see locations of all glyphs from level start. All glyphs are small items. This is actually like kind of like a cheaty one, because the game's inventory works on 2 levels. One, small items where you can stack up to 5 of them in the same row, and 2, the big ones which like take a row all of their own. Spells usually are like big items. One Steam Deck report is 7 months old. Yeah, but like it's also high, Django Roba. But yeah, like the report is like 7 months old, but like this is also like an old game. I don't expect like much in the way of compatibility to have been made. I mean, I should probably have a look, but anyway, let me get back to this. How are we today, by the way? So let's see. Yeah, basically spells are normally big items, which means you have to sacrifice an entire item row to have one spell. But the wizard can actually have up to 5 of those in the same row, which means like you basically can carry all the spells that you ever need in one row and leave every other row free for items, basically. Magic Affinity. Glyphs cost -1 mana and donate 10 conversion points to other conversions. Yeah, you're a wizard now, Harry. Yes. Rip Robbie Coltrane. Damn. Magic Attunement starts with the Burn Their Ass spell, faster burn stacking. So yeah, this is like the wizard is, as far as I remember, really good at like using the fireball spell more or less. So since the poll kind of says I have to play as one, let's go play as one and be a wizard, Harry. Dumble the Fist. God, I love the names. I just love the names. So yeah, see, like the spells are actually small items, so like you get to have like up to 5 of them in one row. Also, Rooks, hi, coffee. Actually, it's like warm coffee. Ever since like the temperature kind of like dropped, but you know, how are we doing today? If all the people on desktop Linux can play There's Little Illusion, it would also work on deck. I mean, yeah. Although, I mean, I'm still kind of like hesitant. Okay, we're good. We're good to go. He's not that bad with melee. So let's see. Get. Oh shit. Wanna fight? I mean, yeah, like I will like check it. Yeah, no, that's what I said. Like Robbie Coltrane, rip. He did pass away recently, sadly. So, Wanna Fight spell, another amazing name. Summons existing enemy, adding slow debuff and bonus XP. So basically, like all the CC spells in this game also give you bonus XP. So it's yet another kind of like incentive to like using them, which is like interesting to note generally. Unfortunately for the wizard, I don't really see any like high level. Oh, there we go. It's like level 3 enemy here. So I can maybe like stack a couple of Burn Their Ass on it, but it's not really gonna do much. They just fight Super Meat Boy. Yeah, like there's like an homage to that game here as well. You can actually see the little portrait at the bottom right of the screen. The Meat Man. Yum. So this is like the strength spell, right? Biceps. Boost your next melee attack with a 30% damage bonus. Strike erode 3% resistances. So it should, in theory, with the right spells, be possible to kill enemies that are up to like 7 levels above you, basically. Let's see. Can try like kill the level 3 one, but I'm probably gonna have to like do a lot of tinkering, and even then it might not actually work. This guy's like burning. I get to do this so he doesn't regenerate when I do this. Or this. Oh, never mind, he's like at full. Oh wait, it doesn't regenerate when you. Okay, never mind. So what burning does in this game is like when you kill other enemies, it kind of like explodes, I guess. Yeah. Let me try and do it like this. Boom! Level 3 kill, 6 XP. Persona 5 Royal, so easy to break right after the second palace. Wait, are you still at the second palace? Like, I've only played a bit on the weekends. How am I at the third one already? Wow. I was like pretty sure like the amount of hours you put into that you would be like way ahead of me. Damn. Couldn't do the third, but yeah, I've actually I think I'm like this close to like finishing the third one now. I like have a save in the dungeon, and then it's just like, you know, do a bunch of social stuff in between. At least 5 of those recent hours like mementos grinding. I really don't think I'm gonna like do that myself, to be honest. Yeah, I like grinding is like a surefire way to make me hate the game, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go around doing all the stupid things like maxing out your social stats and, you know, having fun with the confidants. I think I'm like taking it like very casually. I've been doing like mostly stat increases and like maybe like 3 or 4 different social links. I mean, yeah, you can probably like speed run the thing at this point. Just like auto attack your way all the way to the end. Wait, you say you got like Velvet Twins to rank 8? That's hold on. Rank 10 is set with high counter. Rank 9 is the God, it's the one that requires like a quadruple fusion. What's its name? But rank 8 is shit. Forget. Bugs with Samarkand. Yes. Okay. Fair enough. Could just summon the deal. Yeah, I'm going through the entire game trying to not use the DLCs. Like, I did check out the costumes during like one of the Mementos runs that I did, but honestly, I much prefer the game to be its own thing. So I can't get bugs yet. Have to wait another month. Well, and the progression designer rests easy in his bed tonight. Dungeon hint, Writers Guild Memo 5. To destroy items and convert them into stat boosts, drag items to the conversion icon at the bottom of the inventory panel. Yep. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I'm just kidding about the like the progression thing, by the way, right? You like, in case that wasn't clear. Get the broken ability early enough. Wait, you mean the one where you can you can pay money to get higher level personas, right? Was that a part of the original? Because I don't remember if you could get that in like vanilla Persona 5 as well, or maybe I didn't bother with that social link until, yeah, you got it later. Hey, adventurer! Hey, over here! Yeah, it's me, the dungeon boss. Come on, just try to hit me with a fireball. I dare ya! You suck. Vince the Invisible. Magic resist 50%. Oh. Oh no. Oh, that actually kind of like sucks, doesn't it? For me, at least. For a mage. So, I'm gonna do the whole kind of like popcorn. The game calls it popcorn. This thing is because basically what Burn does, which is the ability of like Burn Deas, See, this is like burning 2 there. What that does is it puts a debuff on the enemy, and if you attack a different enemy, the burning goes away and explodes, dealing more damage. So see, now this guy's like at 11 HP. I get to kill him for massive gains. Yeah, okay. Vanilla was like the reward at rank 10. That's a big difference from like how Royal does it, to be honest. So with the bicep spell, you become melee mage. Well, not really. Like it does add extra damage to your next melee attack, but it doesn't really do that much else. Okay, also I should probably like explore down here. There's like a second level to this dungeon. Because there's like a bandit here. Aha! And you get a fine sword from him. Pick up. Tricky, tricky. Thinking of him too from seeing the spell. Good to know. If he's live when we do get to raid him, just like, you know, check it out. Dungeon Hint Writers Guild Memo 6. If a monster is higher level than you, it will give bonus experience. Fight them carefully using helpful equipment and you rocket up in levels. This one you to finish the first of the ranks without having to level up. Yeah, I mean, Seth is at like 65, I think. As like the Black Dragon, and like high counter, you either need to have like a skill card with it, which is like really hard to get in vanilla, or you need to go through like 3 or 4 fusions to get him to have high counter. Like he's not like the easiest to summon, unfortunately. Or to like get the requirements of either. Hey, we win. Wonder if anyone did those fusions without a calculator. I mean, there is like some logic behind the madness. It's not like it's, you know, without like any rhyme nor reason. Like the calculator itself is based on, you know, the internal logic that the game uses to do it. So I mean, for me at least, it does feel like it's conceivable that someone's figured out how these things work by trial and error. Maybe not on like the first playthrough, right? But maybe on like a New Game Plus, they knew that, oh, there's like I don't remember what Seth is. I don't think it's like Chariot. It's like something like God, what was Seth? Devil? Tower. Like this, for those of you that aren't following along with the conversation here. Basically, the way Persona games work is that they split all their personas, the summons that you can have, into families or arcanas. There's like Fool, Tower, Star, Devil, Moon, Sun, Lovers, Chariot, Magician, so on and so forth. It's like the faces of the tarot cards, basically. The suits of the tarot cards, basically. And further into those groupings, they are also sorted by level. So basically you have 10 personas that are under the Lovers family, and there's like they're like kind of like tiered in like order of like their base levels. So Pixies at level 2, then there's what's it called? Shit, not Kaguya, the other one. Ameno Uzume at like 16, and like Queen Mab at 50, and so on and so forth. Anyway, there's like a ranking here. So how the fusions work is they take into account what family the two personas that you use are, their base levels, and their current levels. the current level usually acts as a modifier. So like if your current level is high enough, usually how it works is that like family 1 plus family 2 equals family 3. So basically, for example, I don't know if that's actually how it works in Persona 5, but let's say like a random example. A lover's persona and a chariot persona, when fused, will always result in a tower persona. And then based on which lover's persona plus chariot persona equals tower persona. So basically, which lover and which chariot persona you use, and the base level of those two personas will determine which one of the tower personas you get. So if you use like a level 2, the Pixie, which is like base level 2, and the goes like an early chariot, like Nigimi Tam, I guess. I don't remember in 5. Anyway, you use like the two lowest personas of like each family. It will result in the lowest possible tower persona that you can get, with some exceptions. And then it uses the current level of the personas that you use as a modifier, because if the personas that you used as fusion materials have high enough levels, it would modify the result of the tower persona that you get to maybe get to the next level 1. Yeah, sorry, it's like major and minor arcanas, but I'm just like saying suits to oversimplify things, as it would be in like a deck of cards. But yeah, so basically there's like this whole kind of like algorithm determining what results you get through the basic fusions. Which was why, if you remember in the it's like in the Shin Megami streams, if you try to fuse 2 of the same family of demons, usually would get what Jungle Roba is talking about, which is like an element. Elements do not change the family of the fusion. So if you take an element and you fuse it with like a lover's persona, or at least in like previous games, it would give you then the next in the list, or like the previous one in the list. You could like upscale or downscale the current persona to the previous one or to the next one in that current family. It sounds confusing, but it's kind of like a very like organized way of moving around on like the whole kind of like persona table, I guess. It sounds more confusing than it is at the end of the day. The problem is that you require, because each game kind of changes the rules a little bit. Like maybe in Persona 4, fusing lovers with chariot would not get you tower, but it would actually get you sun, right? Like one of the sun personas instead. So because each game kind of like subtly changes the families, basically, and like what results kind of like get, picked from them, you can't just like have prior knowledge of the system from previous games and know exactly what you're gonna get. In some games, the same persona is like moved to like one of like a different family. This is not actually the case, because, for example, Pixie is usually always under lovers. But like there might be like a game where Pixie is like in lovers, and in another game it might be under magician, for example. So each game kind of like changes, not just like the roster of demons or like personas, but also the like their placement on the table of all possible personas you can get. Sometimes the same persona might be higher level in like a certain game. It might have like a higher base level. Like Pixie might be like a level 2 persona in Persona 5, which makes it like one of the first personas that you're gonna see in the game. In another game, it might be like level 99, and it's like one of like the end game personas that you find. This is just an example. I mean, it doesn't actually work that way, but it kind of works that way. Yeah, it also means that they can easily kind of like shove as many DLC personas as they want without breaking the whole system, because they just kind of like shuffle them in between like the current arcanas, basically. Congratulations, you've defeated the 3 terrible goat lords of the surrounding dungeons and your kingdom breathes a collective sigh of relief. Unfortunately, you're running up against a new kind of problem. As you're taking the spoils of your hero's dungeon exploits back to the kingdom treasure vault, you notice that it's becoming a teensy bit full. It's time for the official vault to expand beyond the confines of that old couch in your spare bedroom. For now, you'll need to focus on finding a better source of cash security, and hiding it in random pots across town simply won't do. Rumors abound in the Dokar Tavern that the mysterious creatures known as bankers have been sighted in these realms. If you catch one, maybe you can harness its powers in some way. Yay, new dungeon. Trophy sold. Bah. Now that you're going further afield, quests and dungeons are becoming accessible from the map screen. Click on the tavern to prepare for your next adventure. Yeah, I don't actually want to do this yet, because I want to go back and unlock the priests. Field reports say that a well-dressed creature has been sighted in the Den of Danger, allegedly trying to assess its value on the real estate market. It's said to be somewhat magic-resistant and very prone to financial jargon. Challenge and defeat the banker roaming here. We may be able to unlock its financomancy secrets. Although Venture Cave is well known as a gathering point for deadly adventurous slayable beasties, it also tends to be a meeting point for dubious dealers and good smugglers. Trackers are almost certain that you find a banker wandering around here. So it's like basically you need to do both of them, to be honest. Oh god. I don't want to play any of these. I want to go... God. Anyway. Cancel. I want to go and look this first. Get the priest out. So, priest. What does a priest have? Good health. An extra 3 health points is gained per level. Good drink. Health potions are 100% effective. Good golly. Physical damage against undead is 100% plus. We also should probably upgrade the blacksmith since I have the gold for it. Because it kind of lets you buy a few things that are a lot more useful for any dungeon run, to be honest. Need some weapons and armor? Looking at price before quality? Not likely to sue for breakages. Slashing and Things has something for you. This building has several preparation slots filled with stock. Adventurers may buy these items before dungeon runs. Congratulations! You've updated the key structure and now have access to dungeon preparations. In this building's new preparation panel, you see several slots with variety of performance boosting dungeon effects, such as free items, layout modifiers, or more abstract benefits. If you want to see how these preparations affect dungeoneering, just start up the next adventure. Yep. Slayer Wand. This perfect remedy for particularly troublesome foes. Destroys one regular enemy and provides base experience, capped at player level, for the kill. Non-level XP bonuses apply as well. So I can probably just like buy one of these. These are useful to kill like the highest level enemy you can find and get like his base XP. You don't get the modifiers sadly, but you know, eh. So let's go kill bankers. Let's do dangerous investments first. The Den of Danger is a settlement close to your kingdom. A reliable adventuring favorite, this classic dungeon plays host to many of the realm's known denizens. Blah blah. Okay, sally forth and defeat Den of Danger. Select. Okay. And now we get to do the choose a class. Any class. For reals. Let's see, it's priest, wizard, fighter, thief. You get 5 minutes to pick what the next run is going to use. Now, I do have to note... There we go. I do have to note that this run is fully randomized. It's like the first fully randomized one I'm gonna get. So class choices basically matter in this case, in that I can easily kind of like fuck up and die depending on you know, this is like where the game actually becomes like a proper roguelike. Albeit like a bite-sized one. So yeah, we've got 5 minutes to pick each one of the 4 classes, which one I'm gonna use. So far we've got like one for thief. If you want to vote, it should have come up above chat. I'm just like gonna wait until it runs out. And yeah, in the meantime, let's talk things. Like Persona, I guess. More Persona. I'm actually very annoyed. I only get to play that on the weekends, and this weekend I had to be out of town for a while, so I didn't get to play as much as I wanted. Actually, I know we've kind of like talked about this, but I'm still kind of messing around with maxing my social stats more than kind of like focusing on the confidence, with the exception of Counselor, because I do know you need that one specifically to get the new true ending. Hey, someone's voted for Fighter, so there's like 2 votes in, 50-50 Fighter and Thief. If there's no tiebreaker, I'm gonna do like a roll on it. I actually don't know if I have a dice here, but a couple of dice here. Let's see. No. They're all stored away. I mean, it's like 50-50. I can probably do like a coin flip. No need to be too fancy about it, right? But yeah, I don't have enough time for Persona 5 at the moment, and that's kind of killing me because I really want to play it. It's been a while since I've been like this invested in a game. Well, except for Outer Wilds, maybe. But okay, it's been a while since I've been this invested in a JRPG, and it was probably the last time was when was the last time I was this invested with a JRPG? I think it's like when Persona 4 came out on PC, and I kind of like sat down and finished it on all like in like one go in like a week and a half. It's kind of nice to have something to look forward to be honest. And at least in like that regard, again, the Steam Deck seems to have been helping a whole bunch. So we're like getting there, halfway through, 2 minutes to go. If anyone wants to vote on which the next class is going to be, there should be some things to click up above chat. Basically, it's currently a 50-50 tie between Fighter and Thief. I mean, for random dungeons like these ones are gonna be, I kind of think like the Thief might be slightly better, if only because you get more versatility on things to do. Still mad you couldn't get the Chibinado mod to work. I mean, would you really want to swap out Morgana for like basically Persona Q Naoto? I don't know. I mean, yes, really? I mean, it doesn't change the voice though, so you're basically getting Naoto with Morgana's voice. Doesn't that sound weird? Oh, and by the way, I did check after like we were talking on Discord. There are indeed several nude mods for Persona 5 on PC. The funny thing is, they're not actually PC-specific mods. They were originally made for the PS3 version. They're like basically model swaps that like basically put in nude mods of 5 or 6 different characters, which is extremely uncomfortable considering like most of them are underaged technically. So, Even swap the animations, the other animation is that vibing Naoto meme. Okay, I mean that's dedication. Okay, we're done, and the Thief wins narrowly, 67% versus 33% for the Fighter. So I guess that means we are a human Thief for the next run. Time to start using your new dungeon preparations. You may select up to 1 prep per building for your adventure's next expedition. Reduces all damage by 2. I think like the shield is like the best one. The unfortunate thing is that like picking these preparations, they cost gold, and that basically eats like into your profit margins. And because of the randomness of the game, you don't usually know if you're gonna get enough money to kind of like make it worth your while. Like you get like some amount of money from the boss depending on their levels, but it's still like a lot of money to waste for a preparation. But I mean, in the interest of just like not having to replay the same level over and over again, I'm just gonna get the shield. The shield is kind of like the safe option. The Wand of Slaying kills one enemy, but it's just like that one enemy, and that's it. The sword gives you 2 base damage, which is not that great, even though it does scale with like all the upgrades that you get. But the shield, what it does, it basically reduces all damage by 2, which is sizable at the start of the game. For now, you're still using Morgana. Actually, like the moment I got access to Fox, I kind of put Morgana out, and then I kind of also like got rid of Ryuji for what's her name, Makoto. So far. I guess like eventually it depends on like what you're doing. There's like certain parts of Mementos and like the optional dungeons where it kind of like, you know, you want to have as many weakness exploits as you can, and you know, if an enemy is weak to wind, you might as well just like bring Morgana anyway, and not just like have the protagonist carry like the entire team with like his own personas only. Okay, so now let's do the dungeon. We get DuPont. I love the portrait for this one, to be honest. Okay, let's see. There should be like more items as well. I'm not seeing enemies. Oh, there we go. Nah, I'm still too low level for that though. Or rather I didn't get like upgrades. They should just make all party members be able to switch personas again. Wait, what was like the last time they did this? That's like Persona 2, right? Like 3, 4, and 5 all had like preset personas basically. Like 1 per character. Hey! You can actually kill level 2 ones now without having to worry. I think the shield does like a lot of the heavy lifting here. So they didn't even allow you to control them. I mean, this is why I prefer the... sorry. Even though I prefer Persona 3 FES, this is why I think Portable is the better experience combat-wise. It's like specifically because in Portable you do get to control them. Ooh, hold on. Think I can survive it? Yes, okay. Let me see. God, I wish I could kill this guy, but I really don't have enough resources to do that. If I maybe had like a Burn Deraz spell, or like, oh, Biceps maybe might work. 30% damage. That would bring me to 28. Plus 30% for the first hit. Still not enough. So like definitely not enough. I may be able to kill like a level 5 one though, if I'm careful. Let me try and like Biceps. Hey Raven, thank you for the raid with 4 people. Wow, how are we doing today? It's like long time no see. I don't suppose you were streaming the Disney game. Like Disney, like Mega Super Wonderland. I don't remember the name. Also, hi, how are we doing today? How is everyone? Let me see if I can get that thing working. Shout out. Maybe it will work this time. No. Okay. It does not. Oh, there we go. Now it wants to work. So let me do... Oh, wait. You're not showing up. What? Dreamlight Valley. Yes, thank you, that one. I've actually heard like a lot of people like getting very into it, which is nice. I'm glad there's like people enjoying these games. It's definitely not like my kind of thing. Especially since I kind of got very burned out on what's it called? Animal Crossing. But yeah, apparently I've been seeing a lot of people talk about Dreamlight Valley. It's kind of nice. There should be more games like those out in the wild, I guess. Okay, let's see. I really need to figure out a way to kill the higher level ones, because like pretty soon I'm gonna run out of like level appropriate encounters. Playing a lot of Gotham Knights. Actually, that one I haven't heard as like many good things about, so I don't really know a lot about it, to be honest. Let's see, biceps. Oh, if I had like a first strike thing, this would have been like a lot easier. Oh well, this works. Enjoying it. I mean, yeah, fair enough. Combat needs some tweaking. I mean, don't get me wrong. I haven't heard like anything like concrete about the game. Just that it didn't like quite live up to the expectations. I know you're reading this. Stop it. There's like a lot of money here. Wait, that was it? Yeah, that was it. Cool. I mean, free money. I'm not complaining. Even more money. Oh, hey! End this wall. Destroy a wall dungeon. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. So... I think this also gives you like a permanent physical resist. Oh, temporary. Never mind. But that was actually like rather good to have for the boss. Like I'm not sure where the boss is yet. It's like probably up here somewhere. Like level 6. Oh god, I really need to start thinking about like the level 8 ones. But this one has first strike. This is gonna be painful without, especially without potions. This would only let me see. It gives me like a bit more damage. Maybe with like biceps. No, it's still not enough. Oh, you know what? Actually, this guy might be decent, especially if I get the potion as well. Yeah, if I have the potion, I survive. Okay, that's fine. Okay, this guy's dead. Get a bit more health and mana. Wait, where's the boss? It's like in here? It's a bit awkward. So normally the bosses in these are level 10, which means if I want to stand a chance, I probably need to be at least at level 8. So I'm gonna try and just like break down the walls here. Let's see, biceps. Oh shit, not biceps. Damn it. It's the wall thing that I wanted to do. And get like enough damage reduction to go kill the level 9 one. Am I gonna make it? Oh, I fucked up. Shit, I fucked up. I barely had this and blew it. Actually, with biceps? No, still blew it. This sucks so much. can actually... Yeah. That was a colossal screw up. Yeah, I think this cost me the run. I should not have tried this until I had like a bit more MP under my belt. See, also the boss. Oh, wait. God damn it. He's like getting there, but it's like way too late. Because like if I had first strike, I could have killed this without having to worry about things. Got like 12. So this goes here. First strike, biceps, and kill. Cool. Probably wasted all of my resources doing that though. I'm a wall. Creates a wall on a dungeon tile. If this targets an enemy, your next kill earns 50% bonus experience. If not, 2 mana is refunded. Okay, so... I don't have space for it. Damn. I think it's time to get rid of the shield though, but... let me see what else I can pick up in the meantime. Like this guy. Hey, there's the bunker. So, you want to stimulate your kingdom's economy a little, eh? Very well. Prove yourself in both of our traditional economist combat trials and you'll be worthy of our assistance. Otherwise, you shall die by my hand and forfeit any and all claims to life insurance. Your exit has been blocked. We fight to the death. Yeah. This is the bunker that I need to kill. But before I do that, there are a few other things that I need to do. Let's see, destroy a wall here and here. Okay, there's nothing there. So I'm stuck at level 7. I think this guy's like the easiest one to kill so far. And with biceps, I like got him. Okay, level 8. Yeah, this guy's got like a lot of health, unfortunately. See, he's got like 440 odd health, and I'm like nowhere near enough, like tanky enough to deal with this guy. So I'm gonna have to make sure that I can exploit as much stuff as possible. And this wall is not gonna do much to me anyway anymore. Let's see, Berderas. Magical attack, nice try. Wizards who think they know better are trying to roast me all the time. Are you really too weak to roll up your sleeves and duke it out? Looks like this is gonna be a short fight. Yeah, he's got like 35% magic resistance, but that's not really the point of this. Because the point of this is to get him the burning debuff. Let's see if I've got enough healing to manage to like kill this guy off. Okay, next hit kills me. No? No. Don't have enough health anymore for this. Like biceps. Burn. I've got like 4 MP, right? So... I can't use biceps anymore. I need like the first strike. This is out of the question as well. This I don't need to use anymore. Wonder if like first strike will do anything to me. Oh, 22 damage. Can I get more? 18? 14. God damn it. I'm like 14 damage away from killing this guy. This kind of sucks. Yeah, my management wasn't good enough. If only for like 14 damage, I would have had it. Shame. Let's try again. Wait, what? Oh wait, we got like the final ad coming up. Let me just like snooze it for a while we do this run. Sadly, I think I fucked up where the what's his name? Where that guy was. Okay, wait, what? This also gives them damage reduction, right? No, strike second, adding slow, no blink, no retreats. Yeah, never mind. I need more enemies. Come on. Okay. 10 damage, I can take 2 hits. And he's dead. Okay, cool. So we didn't actually need to use anything for this encounter, thankfully. Level 3. I kind of need to find level 4 enemies, don't I? I mean, the meat boys might as well die. The meat boys. Remember when indie games kind of had like crossovers all over the place? Those were the good old days, I guess. Level 4. Oh, there we go, level 5. Nice. Okay, to kill you here. Kill this guy, and this guy. And I'm level 5. I mean, it's going like a bit more smoothly now. Now, ideally, I should be able to kill things that are 2 levels above me. Oh, hold on. Do a wall on this guy, and then let's see, killing this guy gives me more XP. Get the level? No, not yet. I hate it when you can't find enemies. There's like the bosses in there as well, by the way. Okay, there's like a level 7 one here. Cool. Don't suppose there's like a low level enemy available somewhere around here. Yeah, this guy does like a lot of damage, and this guy as well. Safe. Like, it would be really good to find another low-level enemy to cast Ama Wall on, so that we get like the 50% extra XP from killing like a level 8 or level 9 one. Although I don't actually think I can kill a level 9 one. Ugh. Like do like this. Uh-oh. Oh. Wait, everything is blocked by these guys? Jeez. Okay, level 7 versus level 9. Do I have this without a lot of resource management? My wall is probably not very useful anymore. He's still like stunned from like weight wood. Okay, that was barely enough. But now I don't have any more moves. Oh, never mind. Up here, got some moves, some amount of moves. Kill this guy. Oh, biceps! Look at that. At the very end of the run, like a bunch of attack runes. Yay. Thanks for nothing, I guess. Okay, let's see. Can I kill him? Oh, come on! He's at 1 HP. Why? I mean, if I do weight wood on this guy and then attack him, he attacks second, right? And then I can do this, and he's dead. And I'm like 1 XP away from the level up. Which sucks. This, and this, okay. Up. Level up. It's like the level 9 there. I mean, I probably have enough runes to kill the level 9 one here, right? If I do weight wood on him and then attack him, he's dead, right? And this guy can probably deal with as is. 6. Let me check and see if there's like any more enemies. I just like need one more enemy to like level up, and there isn't. Cool. God, one more enemy. Barbing Bush, no experience, bloodless first strike. 999 damage. So yeah, you don't get to touch these at all. So what's the point? The bumper collection of deadly things by Trowel the Annoying. Chapter 1, Exploding Signpost. Oh shit. Really? Compression seal. Use on a target large item to unleash the latest in algorithmic compression and compress it down to small size. Oh, there's like a potion here. Schadenfreude. Causes the next monster attack to restore 1 mana for every point of damage dealt. That is not very useful. Fuck. That's such a dumb thing here. I can't even go back to full health. Lovely. Like, why? Let's see, biceps. Jesus. I'm like marginally at the point where I die. That's starting soon. Cool. Let's just wait. I mean, if I do end up dying, which I think I might. So at this point, I'm like out of everything. Might as well. Might, dodge, damage reduction, survival, order. Might as well just like get all of these recycled and get as much damage as possible. Yeah, I'm dead. I mean, there's like... There's an ad running, in case you didn't notice. It kind of sucks. Okay, there we go. We're back. And just in time to die. There's like a 10% chance to dodge, but it's highly unlikely I'm gonna manage to. Yep. Dead. If only I were like one more level higher. I think it's like this one enemy that I petrified that kind of like did me in this time. At any rate, it's 3 hours, it's like past midnight, and I really need to go get to bed. I want to like try this again tomorrow, but I'm not actually sure if people do enjoy me kind of like bashing my face against this. So I definitely need to learn how to kill like higher level enemies at this point, for one. Yeah, we'll see how this goes, but I don't know, like if you did also enjoy what's it called, if you did like also enjoy like this stream, please let me know. I'm thinking of like streaming this tomorrow as well, but if you know that's not the case, then we'll see what we do. In the meantime, let me see. Cloud is live. Actually, Millimage for once is not live, so let's go say hi to Cloud instead. Who's doing Destiny 2. Nice. And I will be around tomorrow with maybe more of Darkest Dungeon. I mean, desktop dungeons. And if not, then the next game on the list. Anyway, have a lovely rest of the evening. Stick around if you want to go say hi to Cloud with me. And have a lovely rest of the evening regardless. Bye-bye.